Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing? We didn't try and make it like 2 or 3 months like last time. I figured 1 month was enough. We got approached by a legend this week. Danny Glass, Conscious Calisthenics, aka Sunfruit Dan. So we had to take him up on this. And I was looking for a guest. Actually, yesterday I was talking to my brother in the morning time. Like, this is weird how the world works. My brother and I were talking, and I was like, you know what? I need to get back on YouTube. I need to do something on YouTube. This is just the way it is. And same day, Danny hits me up. He says, dude, I'm eating meat. Look at my dog. Look at that guy. He said, I'm eating meat. I need to, I want you to interview me. We had talked months ago, and it fell through. I may have stopped making videos for a little bit. And now, what better time? What better time? We got the dude after he starts eating meat. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to freestyle it as usual. I have a few questions for him, of course. Let's bring back the interview feel, the proper interview feel. We need to get some information out of this guy. So you guys, get your questions dialed in. You know, maybe write it down on a little notepad. Text yourself. And if you got a good question for this guy, write it down. We will turn to the audience as usual at the end. Highland Fleet Loot says, where is he? Dan will be coming on at 5. I'm going to do a little warm up with you all. 4:30 as usual, just like the good old days. Oh, let's talk about Durian Rider's new wig. Yeah, let's do it, baby. I was texting Durian Rider today. I hope he comes on. We were DMing on Instagram. I said, yo, I'm going to have Sunfruit Dan on today. Make sure you show up. Clown Mazard is warmed up already. The seat's warm, baby. Dude, we got chat is popping. This feels good. This feels like the old days right here. The chat is cracking. We got Jonathan Irizarry, the buffest dude on the planet, already in the chat. Really organic. Good to see you. Of course, we got some of the classic haters. So I welcome them as well. I did a little Instagram story to promote this today. I'm sure my regular friends and family are going to be like, what the heck? Drew has a YouTube channel? About what? I'm sure they're just confused, man. Hey, Gut Gains, good to see you. My friend. OG to my channel. Wow. The chat is cracking. The energy, it just feels right. There's like a good feeling right now. I love it. Honest AF, glad to see you as well. She says, hello, DrewMorg. Hi, and welcome, everybody. Welcome to you as well. You know what? You need a wrench. You need a wrench. Done. Cheers, everybody. I'm just drinking my koozied white monster for the day. In our memorial koozie for one of our friends fallen 2 years ago. Cancer. Rough. Of course, at that time, this is the fucked up part, I thought that veganism would have saved him. I was vegan at the time. Well, I definitely knew his, cigarettes and the drinking wasn't helping, but I was probably wrong. Probably would have ended him faster if he would have followed my diet. I bet Harley was bursting at the seams looking at Drew's follicles. So, yeah, you guys tell me, what's the deal? What's the deal with Durian Rider's new rug or whatever you said? What's the deal with this? What up, Gut Gains? Durian Rider's about to be in full swing here, guys. You can't touch him in the months of December and January for sure. That guy is on a tear. You got Adelaide, you got the cycling popping off, summer's back. Durian Rider, peak Durian Rider, you're going to see. December, January. Sid Meister, semen retaining bro, same old. How is NoFap making a return once again to YouTube? I'm going to do a whole stream on NoFap. You guys want to see that? Hear that? Not see it. but we could talk about it. We could talk about it. What do you think? We'll do a whole 3-hour dedication to NoFap. Health Coach Kate, I thought of you when I set the time for this. I had to work around Dan's schedule. He's in Thailand. The dude's coming on at 6:30 a.m. his time. So you're not dreaming. Drew's back with live stream, and you could make it. But I literally, when I set the time, I was like, Kate's going to be happy about this. So yes, great. I need to rebuild the audience. Uh-oh. What did Jake say here? Jesse, is no fat just no masturbation, but you can still have sex? That depends, Jake. There's some people who are just all out retention, fluid retention, if you know what I'm saying. And those people, they're holding everything in, you know? They don't even let their saliva out. They don't even sweat. They just hold it in. But my opinion on it, come on. Really? What is the point of this whole earthly experience if you're just holding that in? What are you doing? What are you doing that is so important that you think that that's gonna give you the edge? What are you doing? Just think of it this way. There's top level athletes, performers, scientists, presidents. The highest thing that you can think of in any field, and that guy or woman probably doesn't practice NoFap. So what the hell are you doing in your little $45,000 a year job, screwing around on social media all day, that you think you need to do NoFap to get to the next level? What are you doing? Sorry, it really makes me scratch my head when I think about it. B Cage says, looking to see how Sun Fruit felt once he finally got that animal fat back in him. I felt like $1,000,000. Yeah, I'm curious too. I purposely didn't watch any of his videos that he's released this past week because I wanted to make it a little bit organic when I ask him questions, and I'm sure he's tired of answering these questions, but I don't know how many interviews he's done, but this is a DrewMorg interview. This is going to be better. So no offense to anybody else, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. And, you know, I've criticized Dan on my channel openly in the past. I talked about his supplements, so I'm going to ask him about that. You know that video he made like a year ago where he's like, come see my supplements. He's got literally a table with 14 supplement bottles on his table. And it's like normal, you know? Like, oh yeah, this is what I take in the morning. This is what I take at lunch. This is what I take after exercising. This is what I take before sleep. Dog, what are you doing? Might as well be a no-fapper. Coco Bora, hello Drew, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you. I'm really feeling this today. Is Friday night the time frame? Is this what's up? What happened? Optimal nut is once a week, said Meister says. Strength gains. Proven science. Okay. Sid says, every woman you don't blank will fall in love with you. That's not true. That's not true. Trust me. Drew don't have a lot of, I don't want to get myself in trouble. What can we say here? There's been some times where we didn't get to the end of the story together in that way. And they weren't happy about it. They really weren't happy about it. Not all of them wanted to go again. So there you go. Cheers to that. Zombie says, my boyfriend lost his gains. Is that because we do it every day? You know, here's what I think about it. Okay, you work out, right? You work out in the gym and you break down your muscle, it comes back stronger, right? What do you think is the difference between that and the whole fluid retention thing, right? It's kind of similar. Like your body's going to make more of it if you're using it often. And people are like, oh, well, it's using so much energy to recreate that. Go eat some eggs and shut up. Go eat some eggs for breakfast or lunch, whatever. Trust me, you're going to be okay. Going to be okay. How did this talk start, Hot for Health? Someone put it out there. Look, I'm not with every new age YouTube freaking ridiculous theory, okay? Veganism, that's it. I'm done. I'm going back to tradition, baby. I'm using wood fires. I'm cooking on charcoal. I'm done. Non-believer. That's right. Done. What have I been up to? I've been studying my ass off. I've been trying to get into IT. I'm not so sure on it, though. You know, I've been doing my research, and it's looking like entry-level jobs in IT are rough, bro, to get into. I don't know if I want to even mess with it. If I'm going to get declined for interviews in a new field that I have to go study and certify for, I'd rather just get declined for interviews in my current field that I already have experience in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. The job market is crazy right now. I feel like there's a lot of decent paying jobs at the mid to high level, but there's nothing at the bottom right now. And I have a lot of experience in the job world, in the corporate world. But the thing is, like, I'm starting over. Like, I went to Hawaii for 2 years. I tried to launch my own app. Man, try selling that to an employer. Try selling that to an employer. They're like, what have you been doing for 3 years? You're like, vibing. I've been literally vibing for 3 years. I was in Hawaii, dog. I made an app. They're like, okay, you're a flight risk. Like, you're this Mr. Wannabe entrepreneur, and it failed? Pfft, dude, that's not an easy sell, trust me. And check this out. When I first got back to California, I was applying for jobs right away. So this was months ago. I applied for this really dope job. It was going to be a product manager for a app, an iOS app. Basically my dream job. I would have probably gotten paid like $80K right off the bat. And the only reason they even considered me was because I had this Apple iOS experience because I made my own dating app, right? Well, I sit down with these guys. They were pompous as hell, man. Like, they knew I didn't know enough to be like at their level. But the main reason why they didn't hire me was because they thought that because I had my app still up, that it was a conflict of interest. Like, the only reason they talked to me was because I had an app. And then they denied me because I had my own business. They're like, what's stopping you from using our technology and putting it into your app and just running with it and just disappearing on us? I'm like, you got me there. I probably would if I could. I didn't say that, but, you know, get a radio job, Health Coach Kate. That's what we're doing right here. Other than that, I've been working out super consistent, like the most consistent I've been in years, man. Yo, Sid, it ain't about charisma if you're getting denied before you even get the interview. Will Verver in the chat? Hey, Will, there's no steroids here. I'm just letting you know right now. It's not about being charismatic, because it's like an online dating app, right? Like, if you're on ZipRecruiter and you're applying to like 100 different jobs and there's 1,000 people applying to those jobs, your resume has to look so good that you beat out hundreds of other people. Like, maybe my resume isn't amazing, but dude, to be the best, to be the one who gets the top 2 or 3 considered for that job opportunity where you're the one who gets the interview, that's tough. You put me in the interview, I'm getting the job. But it's hard to get an interview right now. Really hard. Heather Parker says, I cook steak almost daily with my wood and my barbecue. Yeah. Stephanie, thank you. Highland Fleet Loot says, IT is boring. Become a deep sea diver. Dude, we're deep sea diving on YouTube here every day when we go into these interviews, baby. You're giving off a frequent fat vibe. I think it's the monster. It's got me hyped up a little bit. I do actually tell people to check out my YouTube channel, by the way. Some of the jobs I am applying for are like social media management and other marketing jobs, and I will post my YouTube profile in there. Shocking. I haven't heard back from some of them. I have been slacking here. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Thank you, Kate. Putting me in my place, Kate. Kate, you're popping off. Your content is so good. You create original stuff. Like, you spend time in Photoshop creating your little things. I'm very impressed. Me, I got a mouth. That's it. You know? No, I'm back on the monsters, Carson. I'm sorry. I'm addicted. Guys, I am addicted to caffeine. It's getting kind of bad. It's getting kind of bad. I wake up, bam, right to the coffee. Then I'm looking forward to my monster, and I don't even want to tell you, but this is my second monster today. Ooh. It's my second monster. I went to the gym at least, though. You know what I mean? So. Mark Busquet says, looking for a marketing job. Not a great position for someone who is a... Yeah, exactly. If you're like a truth seeker, you know, like you're not about the BS and you can't fall in line with somebody else's vision and their false sense of reality, good luck, man. It's hard to sell somebody else's bullshit. Maybe you have low testosterone. It's possible. It's possible. I need to get retested for that, actually. My shit was off the charts when I was vegan, so I can't imagine now. Stephanie Jones says, I'm caffeine's bitch. Yeah, it happens. But as far as like training goes in the gym, I'm feeling really good. I haven't gained any weight. I do want to talk about that. I need to make a video about that, actually. Because I'm 1 year, by the way, I'm 1 year back on animal foods, guys. So I have a very clear picture of what it does and what it doesn't do. And you guys know I'm not about the BS, whether I was vegan or whether I'm carnivore. Don't get me wrong. I think carnivore is by far a better system than veganism or anything like that. You can't even compare the two. But what I will say is this. I thought that I was going to be steadily gaining size and weight over time. And I haven't. I actually am just maintaining my weight. Exactly the same weight as I was 1 year ago. I'm way stronger right now. And my body's like eating my body fat. But I'm not getting bigger. And it's very hard for me to eat any more food. It could be an issue because I drink so much caffeine. I'm not sure. Kokobora says, Drew, I had to give up caffeine cold turkey because I was trying the snake diet. After 2 days of horrible withdrawal, I'm fine now and far more awake. Yeah, I know. You know, it's not an energy thing for me. Like, I feel neutral without caffeine. I don't feel in the dumps. See, I think people who are like physically addicted to caffeine, they feel in a dump without caffeine. I'm not like that. Like if coffee isn't available to me, I'm not like looking around for it, you know, in the morning, let's say. One of my buddies, his girlfriend, she's so locked into coffee. She has a thing in their house where she will not speak to anybody, including him, until she has her coffee. She won't even talk. She just keeps her mouth closed. I've actually seen her do this one time. She keeps her mouth closed and she just mumbles like, She just makes noises at him like, get away from me. So that's physically addicted to caffeine. To me, I like the stimulation, the mental stimulation. I like being on a rocket ship. To me, that's just really fun. I'm not saying it's better, but that's just the way it is, I guess. Nootropics, yeah. See, that's scary to me. Taking pills and whatnot. Getting on that limitless pill. Will Verver. Will, you need a wrench. You need a wrench. Will, welcome first time to the channel. To a live stream. You said I'm low testosterone? You said I'm low testosterone? Look at that. Look at that. Look at the striations. Look at that. Look at the sweep. Look at the sweep. That's not low T. Okay? That's not low T. Now you have moderation powers. You could ban people. You could kick them out. Whatever you want. Tired and aging. Who is this guy? Get him out of here. No, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. Whoa, where are we going tonight? What's the deal? We going out? Hollywood? What do we got? Charlie Summer says those arms are small. Should try vegan bodybuilding. Man, vegan bodybuilding was the biggest joke to me ever. I was literally losing strength on a constant basis. Constant basis. I was struggling to maintain what I had. And on top, and now I'm basically as strong as I ever was even before veganism. I'm matching my strength back then. And I'm 20 pounds less. Hey, good for you. I'm so glad that you're gaining strength as a vegan. There's some people that can do it. I don't deny that. And as time goes on, that I'm back on meat, the magic of the meat is wearing off on me. I'm not saying I'm going back to veganism. I'm just saying that it's not magically making me, it's not like I'm on steroids or something, right? There's some people out there that can absorb plant foods better than me, and perhaps they can make it happen. But at the same time, I'm way lighter than I was as a vegan. I'm much stronger than I was as a vegan. I'm training very similarly. See, now you're asking the right questions, Charlie. You say we did lose strength. See, you're already thinking, you're losing strength. Don't try and get one past me, baby. Say we did lose strength. Is it not cowardly to hurt animals when we don't need to? Well, I say we do need to eat them. And I say that, is it not cowardly to consider that grass-fed beef eating might be more vegan than you eating plants? Might want to look into that one. YY says, I couldn't do full carnivore, needed some carbs, feel so great. Yeah, so I'm not super strict. Guys, it's Halloween yesterday. I smashed 20 packs of the little mini Starbursts. No problem. As long as my digestion is good, I'm very happy. I will eat carbs. And yes, I noticed that there is somewhat of a increase in not muscle mass, but the water retention in the muscle. It does get bigger, and that's a known thing. That's no new science there. Drew, have you heard about Greta Thunberg? Yeah, I have, man. I don't know. I haven't researched her, so I'm not going to go into detail about her. Obviously, who cares about her? She's some little kid that, sailed to America and talking about climate change. Zero supplements, Will Verver. Zero supplements. That's the other thing, too. Charlie Summer, you vegan bodybuilding phenom. I'm on zero supplements, dude. And actually, for a while, I was eating only 2 meals a day for the majority of this year. I'd say about a month ago, I started eating eggs for breakfast. So now I'm on 3 meals a day, and I prefer that. And I've changed my workout routine a little bit too. So I'm feeling very, very optimized. The past 3 weeks have been some of the best overall physique changes that I've seen in a long time. So I'm really excited about it. And all I've really done was I went from a strength gaining approach to more of a hybrid bodybuilding type approach, I guess. I was doing the same exercises. The exercises that I do in the gym are excellent. They're all the standard exercises, but I've changed the rep scheme, so I'm doing a little bit higher reps. So I'm aiming for more 10 or 12, right? Before I was doing 5, just hammering my body. And actually I was starting to pick up some little minor injuries. But the cool thing is those injuries heal quickly, like they used to. Charlie says, I'm only taking B12, which is recommended for everyone. Now, you're saying you don't take protein powders as a vegan bodybuilder? I'm calling bullshit. Nobody's making gains without protein powders. Go look at Plantriotic. He has made no gains. The dude Plantriotic, Jackson, tags me in his story. He's like, check out my gains, bro. Dude, looks exactly the same. Just a little puffier. He's gained weight. How you doing, Jem? Hey, have fun, gut gains. I don't get why you think eating grass-fed beef is any less cruel to the animals and how it compares to not eating animals at all. Well, you're not considering that you are hurting and killing some animals, at the very least, when you are harvesting your plant foods. You need to consider that. No way, I never thought of that. JG Lee with the $5, baby. Say hello to Aussie, Zombie Mukbang, half Aussie, Health Coach Kate. She's a half Aussie now. She gets the title? She gets the pass? And the Canuck, Honest AF, and the Yank, DrewMorg. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. It's like a birthday wish. Can you say my friend's name on the radio? Sure. Of course. For $5? For JG? Anytime. Oh, and I saw Joanna Williams in the chat. Welcome, welcome, by the way. Welcome, everybody. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I need to send the email over to our boy for the link. I'm getting rusty at this. Like, only doing it once a month, you really lose the system. You know what I mean? But rest assured, goes off without a hitch. Hang on, I gotta read his thingamabobber. Conscious Calisthenics, ready and waiting. I'm sending you over the email in a second. Just give me a second. Un momento. Oh, good. You said your mic is good. Good, good, good. All right. I'll send it over in a few minutes. Just let me bond a little bit more with the chat, you know. And I see it's just getting crazier right now. I see out of the corner of my eye, the chat's just flowing. Love it. Love it. But then it's going to be all about you. All about you, my friend. Okay. All right. We're 99% set up here. All right. What did my boy Will Verver say? By the way, I know Will in real life, guys. Kate is still a connect. Coco Bora, good night. We'll catch up later. Muchas gracias for the pounds. Coco, appreciate it. I hope you catch the stream afterwards. Enjoy. If you're in Europe, then I know it's going to be late there right now. So it's 1 a.m. here, but sleep can wait. Sid, I'm not going to do any more call. I don't think I'm going to do call-ins. I'm definitely not doing call-ins today. But I will do that again in the future for sure. All right. 2 more minutes. I'm just catching up with the chat here, and I will send to you my boy Danny Glass. Whatever makes my happiness. Raw food and health. Are you still on the raw? Whatever makes my happiness? Red meat for the gains. Absolutely. What up, Gung Fu? Yeah, dude, I got in a little, not in an argument, but if you guys know Darth Luigi, he's like super jacked keto dude. And I messaged him on his Instagram like an hour ago. I was like, dude, I'm having trouble gaining weight. Any tips? Like anything any calories I'm forgetting about that I could be eating that are easy to get? And he's like, you're just not eating enough. Your training is suboptimal. I'm like, dude, I need help, bro. You know? So nice to see you, Drew. Goodness and Dan has come to the light. So please, all those supplements. We're going to talk about the supplements, I'm sure. But we're going to let Dan, we're going to flow with the thing. We're going to do it all. Keto Gains is so stuck on his mindset. Are we talking about the same guy, Darth Luigi? Because that guy is he? I think he is Keto Gains. I think that's his program, right? But yeah, he's jacked. He's jacked out of his mind. Would love to look that massive. Charlie says, I think it's funny crop deaths get brought up when cows and hogs eat far more crops. It's a bad argument. Well, I suggest to you to go look at the farmers who actually farm these things, talking about what those animals are eating. Oftentimes, they're eating on land that cannot be used for human food growth anyways. They're also eating a lot of human food byproduct, so it's like basically the trash. You've got a lot to learn. Settle down. It's okay, though. You can stay. All right, we're going to send the link over to our boy, and as soon as he receives that and he pops in here, we're going to take him on. All right? Sound good? We're ready for you, Mr. Danny Glass. I sent the email now. Make sure you refresh it. Make sure it hasn't gone to the junk folder. Really Organic says, macadamia nuts and heavy cream are 2 foods that put weight on fast. The nuts I cannot handle. Ooh, we got our guest here, guys. One second. Danny, you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly?
Very clearly, actually, and I'm going to pop you on, okay?
Yeah, cool, man.
Here we go. There we go. Guys, welcome to the channel for the first time. Danny Glass, aka Sunfruit Dan, aka Conscious Calisthenics. Any other monikers that we need to shout out? Or
No, all good.
okay. So Danny and I were going to potentially do a live stream months ago. It didn't pan out for whatever reason. You were still vegan at the time.
Yep.
And obviously the big news of the week, bam, you're eating animal foods again. We'll get to that in a minute. And like I've watched your channel a long time ago. I've seen you back in the Dread days. Like I remember because I was vegan. I was like researching, especially people who were trying to get fit and gain muscle. And you were talking about it back then. You didn't quite have the results you did in the past couple of years. That changed. So we'll talk about that. And yeah, just I'm glad that you approached me. This was a perfect timing, as I said earlier to the chat. And we'll let you take it away from here. What are we here to do today?
Yeah, thanks. Well, I just want to share the message that people need to hear, because so many vegans are deteriorating that are so malnourished, and so many of them believe that the vegan diet's the best diet. And I didn't. I was so programmed with so much of this. Can I swear all, or you're not allowed to?
You could swear, yeah. Let's just obviously keep it like normal swear words, you know? I don't need a Google, YouTube algorithm to shut me down today.
Yeah, okay. I'll be conscious around that. I won't necessarily swear then. I don't need to. But yeah, so I started thinking about eating animal foods. It's transformed my whole life and my health in so many more ways than I ever possibly could have imagined. And people need to hear this. I'm a very influential person on the social media platforms. There's so many people that I see that are not thriving as well. So many people that are just programmed with dogmatic views from other people. A lot of people not listening to their body. A lot of people want to eat animal foods, but they don't due to certain things like, oh, I must be vegan for this reason or that reason. So yeah, I just want to share my own personal experience and from that, hopefully a lot of other vegans that are not thriving can learn from my own personal experience. That's the best way for me to explain it.
Awesome. Just like, let's get the stats on you right now. As far as like how long were you vegan? Can you give us a quick timeline of like your raw veganism and your fruitarianism and all that stuff real quick?
Yeah. So a year before veganism, I was a vegetarian and gluten-free. And then quite quickly after that time period, I switched to like 80-10-10, like the high carb, low fat, raw vegan diet promoted by Douglas Graham. I was on that mostly for around 2 years. It did help me resolve ulcerative colitis, but what I'm aware of now is I removed a lot of the other crap from my diet that could have healed me. It wasn't necessarily the foods, then the diet that healed me. I was on that for quite a while, then moved to Thailand from England and thought, oh yeah, fruitarianism's the best thing ever. I just eat 100% fruit. Ran into so many nutrient deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, neurotransmitter imbalances. So then after that 2-year period, started incorporating cooked foods. It was like raw till 4 style, started putting intermittent fasting. Felt good. Then, yeah, just experimented with different forms of intermittent fasting with that 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, and so on. Noticed some improvements with making that switch. Then I ran into more nutrient deficiencies. So then I started becoming a supplementarian, as my girlfriend calls me, and I call myself. Not anymore, because I'm not taking any supplements now, because I'm getting what I need from animal foods in the best way possible, as we're meant to get them. So yeah, for around 6 years, I'd been vegan. And yeah.
So what kept you? What kept you vegan all those years? Like why did you what kept you vegan? Not necessarily why you went vegan in the first place, but what was keeping you vegan for that long? Like you were running into issues, right? You were needing to supplement.
Okay, so I believe that it was the best diet for health reasons due to what I'd learned from other people. They demonize animal foods and anything that comes from animals. So I just had a lot of dogmatic beliefs and views around it. And also I cared about the animals so much. Didn't want to harm animals whatsoever. So those were the two main reasons. So what I'd find is I'd start to deteriorate. I'd find out what the nutrient deficiency is, take the supplement, notice I feel good again. Then I run into another nutrient deficiency, then take that one and then do this and that and that. And it's just like this never ending cycle of supplements. It cost me so much money. You should see how many supplements I've got.
I've seen how many supplements you have. I've seen your video. I used to talk about it on my channel. I was like, yo, you guys got to check out Sunfruit Dan. He's got a video where I counted 14 bottles on your, and like at the time you could tell that it crept up on you. Like you thought it was normal, you know? You're like, check out my supplements. Like this is normal.
Yeah.
I got 14 supplements.
I have
Big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably have like 50 to 60 different supplements. That's nothing what you saw on the video. Like, I'm going to make a video on that soon, actually, showing people how many supplements it is. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So, man, like I feel like so much we could talk about that. And every step of the way, too, I remember like, people just love to hate on you, dude. Like every step of the way, if you switch out of fruitarianism or raw veganism or whatever, like you're on OMAD now, like you got the most amount of shit. You got like Durian Rider level of hatred for your dietary switches even. And like, how did you deal with all that? Like you just coop up in Thailand and just live your life?
I transmute anger and hate towards me. It doesn't affect me. I've been this person my whole life where I don't care about what other people think about me. I only care about what I think about myself. I don't need acceptance from others. I just need acceptance from myself. So I'm a person where I don't care about it all. It's just like controversy is a good thing. Any publicity is a good thing. Just send it my way. I feed off of it. It helps me to learn, grow, and evolve in a way to become a better version of myself. So yeah, I'm a person that's just very good at being able to deal with that. And you have to be, because I've had so much hate for years. Yeah. Otherwise I'd be crumbling and being a mess. And it's like, nah, man, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, I remember even like years ago when you were switching out of the raw veganism. Of course, when you have it in your mindset, talking about myself, I was considering going the raw vegan route. This was like 3 years ago at this point. I was doing my 30-day juice fast and following John Rose and all these wackadoodles.
Yeah.
and I found you, and you were actually coming out of it. And I was like, oh, forget this guy. He did it wrong. Like I wasn't even trying to hear your message. Like you just did it for a couple of years. I find that such a weird thing about vegans. Like they can run across 20 people in a row that tell them red lights flashing. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. They could show you step by step how they did it. It's exactly how they're going to do it. And they're going to say, no, I'm the special person that will make this happen and it will work perfectly for me.
Yeah.
Like that. You're in Thailand. So you're obviously around a lot of this community. So tell us about that.
Well, and you know what I realized very early on with that, I started to meet a lot of my idols through YouTube years ago. And I started to realize so many of them had nutrient deficiency, so many things that don't share on YouTube. So many of them fucking lie, like through their teeth. And a lot of them,
about it.
I helped resolve the issues, but they never talked about it on the YouTube channel. I never exposed them because I don't want to do that. It's not the thing that I want to do. But yeah, I started to see things truly once I come to Thailand. Yeah.
Well, this is something we can both really, really connect on here because I went to Hawaii for 2 years. I was around not necessarily my idols, but people that I respected on YouTube that were vegans. I lived in a massive vegan community there. Big YouTubers, really big YouTubers that were like foundational to the YouTube movement. And I didn't see the beaming pillars of health that I expected. Like I thought that I was going to show up and be like this, meat eating weakling that was like the low end of the health, and everybody else was just going to be flourishing. But really, especially after a few months, once I got a little bit of my health back after the juice fast recovery, I was outperforming everybody there. And it was very weird to me that I was all of a sudden this higher performer, and people were looking at me like, wow, Drew, you're really looking pretty buff now. And I'm like, man, this is like a sliver of how I used to look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds exactly like me. That's what happened with me. I started being the healthiest vegan out of all of the vegans possible. And I had so many people say to me, you're the healthiest vegan that I've ever met. So for them, me to end up with the vegan diet messing me up, and I was one of the healthiest vegans they'd seen and the most thriving. It's like, And
in your head that you're not thriving, you're like, but you're like, you're supplementing and you're doing the things and you're blaming the food you ate 4 years ago because that somehow is affecting you today. I don't want to derail this conversation, but I have I posted on my Instagram yesterday, this girl who messaged me 3 weeks ago. She calls me an a-hole. She sees me walking my dog and she's like, I was vegan and I'm still following you as a vegan, but she was blaming me about this animal cruelty stuff. Right. And I was like, whatever, vegan, whatever. She's 20. And then she messages me yesterday. All she says is, you were right. Like the the transition that these people can go through mentally is so quick, and it's crazy. Like they know that they're not thriving. They know that they need to make a change, you know?
Yeah, and it's just having that thing to wake you up to a certain point. And normally I get to breaking point saying, because it's like with the vegan diet, the thing that made me switch finally was for 3 months until leading up to me just eating the animal foods just recently, I felt like crap for 3 months. I ended up losing so much muscle that I'd worked on so hard to get. I only trained around 5 times. My energy levels were destroyed. I had no sex drive, wasn't sexually interested in my girlfriend at all, so it's affecting my relationship. It was the least consistent I've been with making videos. Like, it's affecting everything. And I got to that point where I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm my number one priority. I need to thrive. If I have to eat animals to do it, then so be it. And that's this, yeah.
So you lost a significant amount of performance and muscle mass and weight. And like, that was your thing for the last 2 years, basically. You became like the vegan calisthenic guy.
Yeah.
Like, you were ripped to shreds. Like, you had the 6-pack. You got it rather quickly too. And there's an interesting distinction about veganism. It's like somebody in the chat earlier was harping on me. They were going, I'm a vegan bodybuilder. I'm making gains, blah, blah, blah. But this is what I don't realize. You can make gains as a vegan, but you're going to get sick at some point. Yeah. And that's what's going to derail the entire thing. It's like, you can make gains. You can eat the protein. You can do all the shit, and while it's working, while your system is still floating above water. But there's going to come a point where the ship is going to sink, and it doesn't matter what you're doing at that point. You just need to get off the boat, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what you experienced.
Yeah, and it's that. Yeah, exactly that. So it's like it just got to a point where my health has deteriorated so much that I can't sustain the gains and the results that I've got. I can get them back, but yeah, I've literally lost around 14 pounds of weight. I'm already lean. Like, look, you can see I'm still lean. I've got a 6-pack and stuff, but it's like, yeah.
But you don't have weight to lose.
Sorry?
You don't have the weight to lose. You're not interested in losing weight.
I've already got so little water weight and body fat. It's like, I don't need to lose more at all. It's ridiculous.
And I think that that's another thing too that works for some people when it comes to veganism is they're coming from the perspective of weight loss. And when they see the results of weight loss, which oftentimes happens, they credit it all to veganism. Just like how you said it cured your ulcerative colitis. But was it the veganism, or was it you cutting out all this bullshit that you were eating before?
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with it. And that's what so many vegans say when they switch to vegan diet. Oh, the vegan diet is the best because I got this result. And that's what I said. But most of them are eating so much garbage before. So it's not necessarily about what they're doing. It's about what they're not doing anymore. And if most people actually switch to a lot of animal foods, which didn't have antibiotics in, which was grass-fed, mostly pasture-raised, and all that other garbage that's not in it, it'd be a completely different experience. And if they weren't eating all the gluten and all the other crap with it as well, then they could actually feel good from that, like eating these animal foods, and get the same results, if not better than a vegan diet.
So you've only been back on the animal foods for roughly a week. I saw that you made a video about eating steak
about
today.
2 weeks now.
2 weeks,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
tell us about some of the changes, mental, physical, emotional. What have you experienced exactly?
The list is just endless and more than I could have ever believed. You hear these videos from other people on YouTube that go, wow, I got these magical effects like raw alignment, you know, like Elise and stuff like that, and people like that. But more consistent energy levels throughout the day. No, like
the carnivore boners, sorry, not the vegan boners.
No more ups and downs with my energy levels. My sex drive's come back. It's improved my sex life like crazy. My girlfriend also finds me way more sexually attractive. Not that she didn't before, because I look healthier. My skin has got way clearer because I was getting all bumpiness here, which I've been trying to get rid of by doing various things. My sleep is way better. I can sleep less. And if I didn't sleep like around 10 hours, I would normally wake up not feeling good. Now I can sleep like 7 hours, 5 hours. I still wake up. I have so much energy still. I'm so motivated. So, and just alongside that, just generally my motivation's high, my productivity is higher. And one of the main things that was an issue for me, even when I was thriving on a vegan diet, I find when I work out, I get into a out state and be stuck in a stress response and being like very like stressed out. Now when I train, I'm not stressed out at all when I'm training. I'm not in a stressed out response afterwards. And the other thing to go alongside that's really important, most things I would find in life would stress me out. Now, nothing stresses me out. I'm just super calm. I'm so content and happy within myself and completely de-stressed. It's just absolutely profound. Like and it's enhanced me spiritually. I'm quite a spiritual person. It's just, yeah, the list of benefits is just absolutely endless. And the main thing is, I feel like it's given me my life back. I feel alive. I feel vibrant. I feel that I can be the best version of myself and just achieve my life purpose, which is helping so many people become the best version of themselves. It's improving my relationship. It's improving my productivity. It's proving like everything. Like I'm writing the list down and documenting every single change that's happening with me. I could write a whole book on how many changes, and so many things have started to change that I didn't even think was an issue before. I thought me getting stressed out was just like, oh, I wasn't breathing enough, or I wasn't resting enough, or this or that, and not saying that the vegan diet was causing it when it was the vegan diet, if that makes sense.
You need to meditate more, like Ted Carr says.
Yeah, and do Wim Hof more and do this. Jesus Christ. So I've been so strict to go to bed to 8 p.m. I do no fat, which you talk about. I do intermittent fasting. I train. I rest loads. I ground. I do breathing. I do all these things, and it still wasn't making me feel the best that I could feel. Right. And I thought when I was feeling good on a vegan diet that I was thriving. But now I'm eating these animal foods and the way I'm feeling, this is thriving. Right. That was not thriving. This has made me realize that fully.
It's an absolute certainty now. Like it's a genuine feeling from within, you know?
Yeah. And it's completely blown my mind, and it's just woken me up to this whole different paradigm. And I'm not holding on to any of my old beliefs from veganism.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Like it's working for me. And I know cholesterol is good. It produces all the other hormones in the body. I've been researching carnivore diets and keto diets for years. And what I want to mention is, I've been coaching people for around 6 years, and since 2015, 99% of my clients are getting them to go keto or carnivore. Why to do that? Because I see that it was the best diet. But I still, due to my own beliefs around harming the animals and so forth, I didn't want to eat them due to my own reasons. But I could see that it was good for people to eat that way. So that says something.
So you were coaching people that were willing to do this, and you saw their results right in front of your face even. And you were struggling, and you're like, nope, not going to do it for my beliefs or whatever. Like, that's noble, but you know, it's kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Like, that's how a lot of people are. The emotional aspect, the emotional attachment that people have to veganism is the hardest thing to overcome.
Yeah. It's like being in a religion, quite literally. Like,
yeah. We talk about it here all the time, like like Alcoholics Anonymous, they give you chips. They give you a coin for every milestone that you pass. So if you go a year without alcohol, they give you a chip. If you go 5 years, you get a chip, right? So you become like addicted to holding on to this time frame, because that chip represents how long you've been sober. And a vegan that hits like 5 years, they're like, like I've been vegan 5 years. I'm not letting this go. But it's like, hold on. This is not some kind of cause that you can afford to mess up on. Go try these animal foods for a month, see how you feel, and if you don't feel better, go right on back to veganism. They're like, nope, can't risk it. I don't want to let go of my chip.
Yeah.
Because they're going to lose their little 5-year vegan title, and what are my friends going to think? Because now they have vegan friends and blah, 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 all that BS. People get wrapped up in this, and it's very dangerous. And that's the thing. The amazing part about being around peers that are vegan is you actually see how poorly the diet works overall. And that was your experience. That was my experience. But unfortunately, most people do not have vegan community around them. So all they see is the shiny vegans on the internet that are showing the pretty foods and the pretty juices. And they're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, it's crazy, go get it. These people need to make vegan friends, and they will see very quickly that these other people are struggling, at least in some way. They're not thriving pictures of health like they imagine they are.
No. And I'm someone that knows a lot on health, and I just see so many of them, their thyroid is not functioning optimally. Their hormone production's not optimal. You can see they're deficient and malnourished like crazy. I was not long ago, I was still going to fruit meetups every week, and it just all looks so unhealthy. The only people that can look healthy is normally people that have been doing it for 6 months to a year, short term. But anyone long term, no. It's just not that way.
They all have that dry, stringy hair, super sucked up, emaciated. You could see their little bones sticking through their skin. It's uncomfortable to look at them sometimes.
Yeah, they look like Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not good. And yeah, it can be quite hard, especially when you're a social media influencer that's promoted veganism like crazy. That can be a huge factor for people. I can understand that. But for me, it's like, I just have to be transparent and honest. And you're saying like people like myself were massively sticking to it due to the violence. But it is more violent to damage yourself with food and your unhealthy food choices. That is more unself-loving and not good. So to be honest, it's like the number one priority for being compassionate and empathic is towards myself. And it's like, when you think about it, in a natural environment, we would be eating animal foods. We wouldn't necessarily have access to it all the time, but we would be eating it. There's no long-term, 100% vegan civilization out there they're just not. Like,
it doesn't exist. It's never existed. It's a modern luxury to be able to be vegan in the first place. Like, that's not even debatable. We don't even need to talk about it. You know, shipping and growing banana trees year round in Ecuador and flying those things in, you know, like when I would go to the store as a vegan and I would buy bananas by the 25 pounds worth every week, 10 kilos, because I was a Mr. During Rider disciple cycling my ass off, right? I was buying these things and I knew that there's only 2 places those Chiquita bananas came from. They came from Peru and they came from Ecuador. And I knew that I liked the Ecuadorian bananas more. That's all I knew. But that's it. There's 2 massive plantations and that's where all the bananas are coming from. They're not coming from all kinds of different places, different varieties, you know, different places in the world. No, they've got these monocrop areas that are just pumping these shit fruits out.
Yeah, exactly. In monocultures, that actually destroys the environment. So it's like, I was also on a vegan diet due to the environmental impact, but yeah, so many pesticides are used on the foods people eating that vegan. It is grown in monocultures. They're absolutely depleting the soil like absolute craziness. And for me, okay, so I'm shipping so many supplements around the world to me every single year. That's not good to the environment because of how far it's coming. Then also all of that plastic packaging that's going into the environment. So actually my vegan diet was not environmentally friendly at all in any way, shape or form. And most of my stuff, food-wise, the vegetables are coming from China. It's some of the most toxic plant foods that you can have that is so deficient and with so many pesticides on that you wouldn't see in other countries. And it's just not good for us.
1 second. Will, thank you for the big drip, $25. Stoked to join one of these and keep up the good work. And for the record, I was smart enough to never go vegan to begin with. I had him on my channel years ago. I did a whole day. We were hanging out in LA and we toured around the city. We ate at vegan spots. He was cool enough to eat at vegan places with me, but never for a second did he go vegan. So
good man.
Smart guy. Well, let's not talk about your health concerns, buddy. Okay. We know what you're up to in the extracurricular activities, but you're probably still healthier than most vegans. All right. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I couldn't let that $25.
No problem.
Let's see here. I saw something else here. Drew, what an admission. What admission did we just have there? Oh, the bananas. The Durin Rider cycle.
I know I was eating up to 50 bananas a day in England when I was raw.
How did you
I was
do that?
cycling so much. And what would happen is I'd just keep eating more and more and more, yet I was still hungry because I got told just smash down the calories, carb the fruit up from Durin Rider and that. And I just kept doing it. And it was just, I wasn't getting the micronutrition and other essential fatty acids and stuff that I needed to feel satiated. So it didn't matter how much I ate, I would still be hungry. It was out of control. And that's what I started finding with the cooked foods as well. I would just eating so much. And even my girlfriend was like, I think you've got an eating disorder. I think there's something wrong here. It's just,
well, you mentioned the Chinese foods. And this is the funny thing. When I was living in Hawaii, I was living on the Big Island, which is the most productive, like plant growing in all of Hawaii, the Hawaiian islands. They actually ship their food out to the other islands. That's where the fruit comes from in Oahu and Maui and the other islands in Hawaii.
Okay.
So we were at the epicenter of the growth, right? And in Hilo, which is where all the farms are. So like we had access. The food was so expensive there. In Hawaii, your biggest expense is food. It's easily 50% more than here in California. And we were still eating Chinese vegetables there, by the way, for the record. They were getting shipped in from China to the local Chinese, the lady that was our best friend, this lady Pam. Everybody knows her. If you're in Hawaii and you're in Hilo, you know Pam, and you go to her little stall. We were buying directly from the wholesaler, because while the crazy vegans were eating so much fruit, they know us. You know, they know us by name. We don't even go to the fruit market. We go straight to the wholesaler who supplies the fruit market people. And so this lady was getting all her stuff shipped in from China, and we were buying that stuff up in bulk. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff was local. Like the durian and the bananas and stuff were local, and the papayas. But a lot of the vegetables, all China. And we had to eat it because it was so expensive elsewhere. Uh-oh, we lost Dan. Can you hear me, Dan? We got you. I'm sure you'll come back. We'll let the Thailand connection. There we go. Boom. He's back. Okay. Taylor Marshall says, Drew. Sorry, do we have you? Dan, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. No thumbs up? You guys can see me, right? Let's see. I'm going to read Taylor's comment. There we go. We got you. We got you back. Can you hear me now? This is some Thailand Wi-Fi, guys. Let's see. I'm going to read Taylor's comment. I don't know if you can hear me, Dan. Drew, have you guys ever thought of seeing naturopath doctors for testing? You probably could have stayed vegan. I will ask him that. That's a good question. It's a good question. Dan? Mr. Sunfruit? Peasant's Daughter says, I'm in Southern Ontario, endless fields of corn and canola. It's depressing. Yeah. There we go. Dan, I think we got you back.
Yeah.
You're moving around. Yeah. We good?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that about Hawaii. There's definitely the same situation here. And even with a lot of the fruit, like the most highly sought after durum variety known as Monton is sprayed with so many pesticides, they use a ripening agent on it. With the mangoes, in the box of mangoes, they put calcium carbide, which is a known carcinogen. Like they dip the bananas in this liquid that is very toxic. So even a lot of the fruit is messed around with, unless you're buying it strictly local from a supplier where you know they're actually getting it from their own tree and not messing around with it. So even when I thought a lot of the fruit's really good here in Thailand and I could live off it fully, a lot of it's messed around with as well. So, but with the animal foods, I'm sourcing the best animal foods in the world that you can possibly get directly shipped to my door. Like all my meats are grass-fed, pasture-raised, antibiotic-free, hormone-free. Like you couldn't get better sources. All from Australia, New Zealand, the meats are. The fish is all from Alaska. It's all tested for heavy metals. So it's like shown to not have toxic crap in it. I am eating the most highest quality nutrient-dense animal foods possible that have so many nutrients in that I would have never got on a vegan diet.
Do you have, I don't know what to call it. Got to make a term for this, guys. What are we going to call it? The brain massage? Have you experienced this? Where you eat the crazy high-end meat, and it's a bit of like, almost like a massage on the brain. It like coats the brain or something weird. Have you felt this? Or on your fingertips?
What I have noticed is especially when I first started eating them, I could feel, this may sound crazy, but this is my own experience. I could feel, when I'd eat it, I could feel what was going from the animal food that I was eating. I could feel it go to my heart, and then I could feel it go to my head. I could feel it going to different organs in my body and just giving it the fat that it needed so much. And like my brain, it's just like, whoa, what is this fuel source? I've never had this before. Because when I used to eat meat and animal foods, I was eating all the crappy animal foods that are full of so much crap, and they're grain fed and all of this stuff. So yeah, I definitely can say I've definitely felt it in my organs without a doubt.
Someone asked, have we ever considered seeing a naturopath, or have we seen a naturopath? We could have probably stayed vegan. What is your response to that?
Well, I'm a health coach. So
he's the naturopath, guys.
I don't need help. Most naturopaths don't. Naturopaths are like the worst healers out there, in my opinion. No, I'm not a naturopath. I'm just a healer of many different things. So, yeah, you could. Yeah, it's like a lot of vegans say, well, I got this gut health issue on a vegan diet and this and that, so I can't eat animal foods. Well, and they say, well, I need to get this test done and this done. And But actually, I think it's just you need the animal foods. The animal foods are what you need. It's like you could get yourself to stay on a vegan diet long term, but does it mean you're thriving? Like I said, I thought I was thriving when I felt the best, but necessarily that wasn't true. So, yeah.
So we had a guest on the show. She's well known as well. Dose of Izzy, and she's actually a student, high-end master's student in biology. She does testing on food herself in the lab. She actually knows what she's talking about, guys. And so it's so funny when a vegan will come up with the argument. It's like it's one of those arguments that you can't win. They're like, what nutrient is missing? What nutrient is missing? And what she said was, we don't even know what's in all the food. She says the only thing we can do is we can theorize that this particular nutrient is in the food. And then once we think that nutrient is in the food, we come up with this chemical mixture where we test the food for how much of that nutrient is in the food. There's no like X-ray machine that hits a piece of steak and it tells you this computer printout of every single piece of vital mineral nutrient that's in the food. We don't know. We don't even know what's in it.
Yeah.
And not all the way anyway.
That's interesting you say it, because I've said that so many times. They may isolate certain nutrients from these foods and say what's in it, but science doesn't know so many things. There's so much to food, even more so than the nutritional side of it, because also food has energy as well. There's quantum physics. There's like so many other things at play. And it's like, okay.
Energy.
Yeah. So there may be B12 in meat and you could take it in a supplement, but the meat is there with all of the other nutrients that work symbiotically to give you so much more than what the supplement can give you. And isolating things is not the best thing. Nature makes things perfectly for us.
Well, the vegans would say, well, that's fruit, right? So what do you say to that?
Well, the fruit lacks like most fruit doesn't have enough amino acids. It doesn't have the essential fatty acids that you need. Most fruit is so deficient. You don't have the nutrients in soil, it's not going to be in the food. Most soil has P and K in it: phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen. You need 90 plus different trace minerals. Dan,
you're getting too scientific for us. We're just normal vegans here. The banana looks like a banana. It has the nutrients. That's what I want to eat. What do you say to those guys?
You ain't going to get all the nutrients you need. It ain't in there. Simple.
You got to be around farmers, don't you? You got to learn what's in the soil. That's what I learned in Hawaii. You guys need to realize, for you skeptical vegans out there that are lurking in the audience out there, or that are going to watch this days later, you need to realize that if it's not in the soil, it doesn't get into the food. And that's before we even talk about the possibility that you don't even absorb it in the first place, but it needs to be in the soil first. And most of the time, it's not. You guys need to realize you can grow a banana tree with bananas on it that look like bananas and taste like bananas, and it's got none, or at least a very small portion of the nutrients that it should have in it. Right?
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I would say people, if they want to learn more on that, watch Dirt the movie. It's the best documentary that you could ever watch on that, without a doubt. Okay. And that's what so many vegans said to me, that I said I'm not thriving anymore. They said, well, why don't you just grow your own food? Oh, come on. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a very busy lifestyle and I eat so much food. How am I going to grow that food overnight and provide myself with it all? It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's like...
I know people that grew their own food. A lot of them, actually. And guess what? None of them are vegan anymore.
Yeah.
I will say this. I'll give this to you, vegans. Their food was the best. It was the highest quality. You could actually feel some of the vitality coming through the food. I know for sure I felt that back in the day. I'm not going to deny that. When I would eat on Evan Rock's farm and I got to pick the special greens off of his plants and we cooked it up right there and we ate it with dinner. Yes, I felt something after eating that. I did feel nourished in a way that I didn't normally feel. I would consider it something like eating grass-fed beef. Like you could feel something extra in the food. But how come Evan Rock is not eating 100% vegan anymore, guys? He lost weight. He lost performance. He didn't heal certain parts of his body that were damaged. And I've been begging that guy to come on my channel, but he won't. And it's his birthday today, Evan. If you're watching this, happy birthday. But you know, sorry, those people. We know people that grew their own food, and that didn't fix the problem either. So that's the end of that argument right there.
Yeah, because they're still not getting the collagen, the cartilage, the cholesterol, and all these other things that are only found in animal foods. It's like no plant is going to give you those things.
No plant is going to give you those things. Yeah. So if you can't eat dairy, what is the best? CS Lopez says, if you can't eat dairy, what is the next best fat source on a carnivore diet besides the meat itself? That's a good question. What do you think?
Beef tallow. Beef tallow, without a doubt, beef tallow, and it doesn't cost that much. Also, ghee, which doesn't have the lactose in it, so people got issues with lactose, without a doubt. Like, I think they're two of the best sources, without a doubt.
I think I'm going to start getting on that ghee train because I do like cooking my eggs in butter, but I'm beginning to accept the fact that dairy is not perfect in my system. I've been like a huge proponent of dairy. I've loved dairy. I love drinking it. But even in the close to raw form, it doesn't digest perfectly, and I'm coming to terms with it, which is why I'm having trouble putting on weight because I'm eating 3 meals a day, and I'm like I'm freaking lean, man. Like I'm gaining performance. My muscle mass is fine, but I cannot get that that boosted bodybuilder look. Like it's not happening. So, JG Lee with another $5 donation. Does Sunfruit Dan know how to make Leanne Ratcliffe pissed off? Is there some inside joke there that I don't know about?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know who that is?
Nope.
That's the woman that was she wrote a book or something, right? She wrote a book about either leaving veganism or going vegan. I can't remember which one it was. You'll have to fill us in, JG. I'll read it again if you tell me. You don't need to donate again. Let's see, Tiago Mendoza. So I'm getting confused with the chat. Anyways, let's just continue on with our conversation here. Yeah. So I guess we've been talking about how you've been feeling and that you've been experiencing all these benefits. And lately, what I've been doing is I've been playing the devil's advocate a little bit more. I want to play the devil's advocate on, see, we can't talk about the positives and negatives yet of the animal foods diet because you've only been doing it for 2 weeks. We got to be fair here. But let's talk about, if any, let's talk about the positives of the vegan diet. Are there any? Like, is there anything that you have seen consistently that did work for people? I mean, I think both of us will agree we felt good in the beginning when we went vegan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I did. That blissed out feeling that you experienced, that like sort of just like feeling like everything's all right. I felt that way when I first went vegan, the first few weeks for sure. I was like, but maybe it was because I was riding that new diet high. I found this new thing and I got all excited about it. And I had all the time in the world at that time to go source my foods locally. I was like driving. I would spend like 2 hours a week to go drive around the circuit of stores and get all the food that I needed. And I just thought it was such a great thing that I was doing, wasting gas in my 15 mile per gallon Jeep Grand Cherokee V8. Leanne is Freely. Sorry, I got the names. Okay, yeah, got you. Forgot about her real name.
So, I think. So, what was the question? I think the vegan diet could be good for people short term that may be on a bad diet, and it helps them maybe get more conscious around their food choices. I think that could be good for it. I think it'd be good to get them away from a lot of foods that are not good for them for a while. But long term, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, obviously, from my own personal experience. And I would say from my own for me, it's when I now come back to animal foods, it's made me just be way more conscious around food. So now I'm being as conscious as I possibly can around the food choices that I'm making with the animal foods, which I've never done before with animal foods in my life. I used to live off like a complete junk food, fast food diet pretty much my whole life, and frozen foods. So, yeah.
Somebody did ask way earlier about dental issues. Did you experience some dental issues for sure as a raw vegan, didn't you? Especially.
Yeah, my teeth health isn't awful, but it definitely deteriorated on a vegan diet. I ended up getting a tooth that cracked that I had to get pulled out. I had another tooth crack. I had to get a crown on it. And I have been massively concerned around my teeth over a longer period of time with this vegan diet. It's something that has been in the back of my mind. But I'm very soon, I'm just waiting for the order to arrive. I'm going to start making loads of bone broth. And that is definitely going to be the best thing for my teeth health, without a doubt. So yeah, my teeth definitely deteriorated. And it's definitely something that was due to the vegan diet, due to so much rice I'm eating and the beans and nuts and seeds, which have all the phytates in, which bind to the minerals, and stop using them.
Oatmeal is the worst for teeth.
Yeah.
You want to mess your teeth up like overnight, go eat oatmeal. especially with sugar on it.
Yeah.
Like Durian Ryder says. I love Durian Ryder. You got to understand this. I was DMing him today. I told him good luck on your race. Like, I love Durian Ryder, but their health advice is straight goofy. It's wrong. I'm sorry. And I would say that no problem to him. If he was here in person, I would say that.
Yeah, I've met him so many times. I saw him randomly 2 months ago where I was eating.
Let's talk about that, because you're like a dude that has been around, and maybe you didn't blow up with the massive channels that these people did, but like people know who you are and you've been around that scene. So like, tell us about some of the vegans that you met. Can you tell us any behind the scenes stories about any of these people?
Well, like when I saw the last 2 times I've seen Durian Ryder, he said that I'm on steroids.
Okay, he told me that today, actually. He told me that
today. Yeah, do you know what? When I saw him 2 months ago, he was telling me he's taking D-Bol and other steroids. And I said that online, and he freaked out about it and tried hating on me and spreading lies. But yeah, man, he's lying like crazy for sure. Yeah. And like, I do look up to him because he's a really good cyclist, and I really used to be in cycling. He has a similar mindset to me in many things, but his dietary advice, I don't necessarily agree with that. It's not good. And no wonder why he has to take steroids. If you've been eating that way for so long, it's going to mess up your testosterone production, man.
Yeah, he's so somebody was asking me earlier, can we talk about Durian Ryder's hairpiece? And I don't know anything about it. Like, I just saw the one picture of it.
Same.
And I was cracking up because like, it's just a funny thing. Like, somebody wearing a wig is just really funny to me. Like, I don't see it as bad or anything, but it's funny because I texted him about it today. I said something like, when he was talking about you and your steroids, you're in your steroids. He goes, yeah, Dan's on steroids for sure. It's so easy and so cheap to get. Why wouldn't you do it? Like, that argument doesn't work on me. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Like,
no, I've thought about it so many times, but every time I've gone to do it, I'm like, no, it's really not worth the health risk at all. It's really not. Health is my number one priority, and that doesn't make sense to me to do that.
That's what I said to him. I go, it's kind of counterintuitive if you think about it. A lot of vegans go that route for health. Why would they go do a risky substance to gain muscle mass? Like, that doesn't even, like, they're the least group that's going to do it, right? Other than him, because he's like this crazy competitive vegan, like one of the only ones like that. But he said, why wouldn't he do it? I said, because it can mess up with your hormones. It can mess up your hair. It can mess up your sex drive. And he's like, hair is genetic. He goes, hair is genetic. Like, he's all sensitive about it right now. You know what I mean?
And before, when I was going to do it, I announced on my YouTube channel, I'm going to do it. And then I said, no, I actually made the choice not to. I'm transparent. I'm not like these vegans like Rawvana and other people that hide things and then they get caught. I am honest and truthful because I don't care what other people think. And I like people to see that I'm as authentic as possible, and I'm authentic with myself. And with the hair thing, I think he's just trolling.
He's got to be trolling, man. The guy doesn't care. That guy doesn't care. Like, he's a public figure. You can't go from basically a bald spot with your head shaved for years and then rock a hairpiece. Like, that's not gonna just go under the radar, dude. Like, Durian is the vegan Shatner held together with smoke. But the thing about Durian Ryder is there's no all of the smoke and mirrors has been uncovered. There's no There's nothing left to discover about his lies or whatever. Like, he's who he is. Everybody knows who he is. It's just really funny.
Yeah. So what was the question someone asked about Freely?
They said, do you know how to piss her off? What do you think that means?
Oh, she's already been on my Instagram going ape at me. So yeah.
What has she been saying to you, by the way?
You were never vegan and you're not part of this group, and just like hating on me in the way she does. I can't remember exactly, but do you know what? When I saw that comment, I was like, yes, Freely commented. That's amazing.
Well, that's what I was going to mention. That's to round back to about 30 minutes ago when I brought up that girl that messaged me about the vegan hate on my Instagram, the 20-year-old. She said she was messaging Freely back and forth. And Freely told her that because this girl's a 15 BMI, body mass index. And for those of you who don't know what that is, 15 BMI is like your skeleton level skinny, like concentration camp skinny. And this poor girl, she says that she wasn't able to absorb the food, and she's eating 2,800 calories a day every day, right? And Freely told her it's because of the food she was eating 3 years ago. She said that she destroyed her gut or health I mean, 17. She went vegan at 17. And Freely's telling her she did enough damage on her previous diet. That's why she's losing all this weight. That's why she can't get healthy. That's why her hormones are fucked up. She hasn't had a period in years. That's the advice of arguably the biggest vegan advocate on the internet right now. She's telling these young girls that, and it's not funny at all, but it's very sad. Like, and she can't even consider for a second, that this girl might heal herself by consuming animal foods. And guess what? This girl went today to go buy some animal foods because she said she's tired of it. So I'm gonna make a report on that the next time that we make a stream. I'm gonna make sure I keep her on the list to message and get an update on, because she's got these bigwig vegans saying, "Hey, it's your fault. It's from what you ate 3 years ago that's causing your problems today." That's insanity right there. That's nuts.
It's dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. And I've seen this happen time and time again. And it's like, when you look at I was going to the Raw to 4 festival when it used to be around. Pretty much everyone that follows it's very young people. You see people come in and out all the time. It's just like a loop round and round and round. It's sort of like a fad. You're part of a cult. You go in and out of the cult. And it's like people that really don't know anything about health. They do well on social media, make a lot of money. Yeah. But that's about it.
Yeah, that's social media. Let's talk about that for a second, guys. Social media is a very dangerous thing. You can have no skills, results, credentials of any kind, but if you are a good marketer, you can sell your BS and make a bunch of money. And then by the virtue of you making money, your skill set is now validated. It's like reverse validation. It's like saying, I'm a doctor and I'm capable of operating on people. And then people start coming to you because you have a fancy Instagram. And by the fact that you just simply operated on people, now you're actually a real doctor. And you say, see, I operated on people. I'm a doctor, right? And people are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because they're just dumb. They're just gullible. And the vegans, they leverage social media to the highest degree, And the other thing that's kind of funny too about the whole social media, the profit and all the sponsorships and whatever, the money is in veganism right now. This is what people don't understand. They say that people are jumping ship to carnivore because that's the new fad. That's where the money's at. No, the money is in veganism. Yeah.
Well, how much money was I making through sponsorship deals of recommending supplements? You wouldn't believe. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Exactly. So much. And I wasn't just promoting them because I was just doing it. I felt benefits from them, but then I realized that they're garbage and it's not necessary. And you could just eat animal foods instead. Now I'm taking no supplements. Zero. Nada.
It's so risky. It's so risky, not only from the fact that your entire audience is going to turn on you, or it already has, and the fact that you're going to lose all your sponsorship deals. But by the way, the vegans will say you did this for the money. How whack-a-doodle brain. You guys don't go to college, please, people. Some of you need to go work a real job, do some shit where you understand how profit works, because that is not the way to do it. Guys like you and all the other vegans, ex-vegans that came before you are risking everything.
Yeah,
right.
Literally. And I'm someone that used to do things for money years ago. I used to sell certain substances that I'm not proud of and stuff. And it's like for years, I will be doing what I'm doing with this content, whether I'm making money from it or not. I'm just passionate about it. That I make money from it. It's just an additional thing. And like you said, I could make so much more money on the vegan bandwagon and promoting it like crazy. It's not, I'm really not that shallow of a person to actually do it just for money reasons. There's so many other things I could make way more money from. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Come on.
Yeah, that's just inexperience and people who don't understand. They're going to talk shit. They're going to be behind their keyboard or whatever. They're going to say these things because they're stuck in the mental trap of veganism right now. And then in 3 years, they're going to be out of it. It's a really weird roller coaster where you get on at one end and you go around the merry-go-round and you get dropped off at the bottom and you're back where you were. But the whole time you were out there slinging the mud, pushing the agenda. It's really crazy. Redheaded Princess, thank you for the donation. Yay, Drew. Thought you took a hiatus. Glad you're back. I thought I was too, but this particular stream is brought to you by Mr. Conscious Calisthenics. I had no plans yesterday when I woke up to do another stream anytime soon, and he's the one who approached me and we made it happen like that. So
Perfect
why
timing.
not? Right? Perfect timing. Exactly. Yeah. So anything else you want to add on the vegan heads, the people you've met, the Freelies, the Durian Riders, the the vegetable police?
I'd just say anyone that's not thriving on a vegan diet, if you're eating it in the healthiest way that you possibly can, which I did the majority of the time, and it's not working for you, start trying some high quality animal foods. Like maybe start off with certain things that are easier to get your head around. Realize it's going to be a bit hard with all the program you have at first, but I found just in 2 weeks, most of that programming is gone. So it's just like, try and keep your mind open and don't listen to so much of this vegan propaganda and dogma, because it can really get you into a dangerous situation like it did for me. And it's like the emotions it brings up in me is just like, I feel happy and upset at the same time, because it's like I was suffering so much, especially for the last 3 months. It was hell and back. And it's like now I've been given my life fully back. And that's why I'm making so many videos spreading the message on this. So if you make switch, make sure you spread the truth as well, because so many people need to be made aware of this.
That's kind of where I was. That was the purpose behind me starting to make videos again, back like we're talking about a year ago when I switched. Because I was done making vegan YouTube videos when I was vegan. Like, I didn't have anything to share. Like, I made a couple of videos about how I thought we needed more protein. And, like, I started to make a little bit of gains doing calisthenics. I made, like, a couple of cutesy little artsy videos. But I was done. Like, I wasn't feeling amazing. And I wasn't trying to promote it on that level. But as soon as I switched to animal foods, I was like, I need to get this message out, because this is the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And something that's really good that I've done, I got my DEXA scan done before. I got all my thyroid hormones checked, my full body hormone test done. I weighed myself. I measured myself. I've taken all photos of everything. I'm documenting everything in the best way that I don't think anyone's done it to this degree. So people get to see really my transformation over a longer period of time with this, and it's going to be significant.
It's going to be a very interesting journey, and I am personally looking forward to following along. Anastasia, thank you for the donation. We got some Canadian fiber coming through. She says her healthy gut is telling her that this is an awesome conversation. God bless you both. Thank you very much. Yes, this is a great conversation.
And yeah, I'd say for any vegans that are going to start eating this food, start slowly introducing the foods. Don't go and eat insane amounts straight away. It might be a bit too much, because your gut microbiome does need to change. Your body needs to get used to it and stuff. So I started with smaller amounts, and now I've been working my way up and up and up. And my body seems to be really used to eating these foods fully, and I'm getting the full effects from it.
I second that. I think that it's not necessarily a gut microbiome issue. What I suspect that it is the body's ability to make the digestive juices and the bile and all that stuff. Especially if you've been really low fat for years and years and years, you can't make the juice to get rid of that, to break down the meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bile. Yeah.
So go slow. The first few weeks that I transitioned over, because I went straight to carnivore, like 40 days straight, right into the deep end. It worked pretty good for me, because I was already eating about 30% fat as it was. So it's kind of already transitioning as a vegan to the higher fat stuff. But I still had my bouts with diarrhea and stuff like that. And we're talking straight from carnivore. So now if I were to eat those same steaks that gave me the bowel, the diarrhea and whatnot, it would be fine.
Yeah, and something I need to mention on the digestion thing is, for 3 months, I was getting consistent gas and bloating. It's not something I really suffered with on a vegan diet before. And then my bowel movements would absolutely stink like death. Since I've been eating all these foods, I've got flawless bowel movements. They don't smell whatsoever. My digestive health is amazing. A lot of people say the meat putrefies, but I think it's when you're eating it with all the other crap and it messes up the digestion. That is what the issue is. And even my girlfriend, she hadn't eaten beef for 20 years until the other day she ate steak, and she was concerned about it not digesting well, because people say red meat doesn't digest well. But she found her digestion was optimal afterwards, and she's getting so many benefits like me as well.
Yeah, we're designed to eat it. Like, we're designed to eat this food, whether you like it or not, and your body's going to figure out a way. Now, you might go through a very short transitionary period. It's not going to be the 5-year transition period that the juice fast gurus will tell you that you need to transition into a vegan. Like, you hear that all the time. They're like, oh, you go slow. It's going to take you about a year. Like, no. You go straight carnivore from 20 years vegan. And guess what? Within a month or two, you're going to be perfectly fine. The only reason I even say that long is because I personally know Megan Elizabeth struggled for about 6 months, but she was low fat vegan for 10 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's an extreme case. If you're vegan for like 5 years, you're probably going to transition back over within a couple of weeks and be perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, something I noticed is very interesting. Before I was weirded out by meat due to the vegan programming. Now I see it, I smell it, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm eating steaks on its own most of the time. When it's high quality beef, like the ribeye steaks that I'm having, it tastes unreal. My body just sings. It's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like, wow, it's mind blowing.
Have you been doing raw at all? Have you been messing with these type of things, raw meat? What's the deal?
So I've cooked things more at the start, and I'm starting to decrease the cooking time more and more and more. So I believe the raw stuff is the best, but it's not something I can just go straight into, at least for me at this moment. But it will be happening quite soon. And I'll experiment with it a bit and see how it is. It might work for me. I'm not necessarily going to have everything raw. I think having the raw eggs could be quite good, more so. But yeah, I'm going to play around and see how these different things get on for me.
Have you been having a portion of your audience reaching out to you saying, hey, because you did this, I'm now considering it? How's that been? How's the reception been for you?
It's a mix. So
you know,
you got people saying, I'm subbing, I hate you, you're a psychopath. Then you got people saying, then you got a lot of people saying, oh, you're actually the only vegan YouTuber I watch. I'm actually a carnivore, and now I'm subbing to you. I never subbed to you before, but I was viewing you because I have I promote a lot on different things that are not connected to veganism at all. And then there's a lot of people that are jumping on board. I just had one of my main friends, he just started eating meat yesterday due to me and seeing the changes. And I know a lot of people are going to change, and I'm really happy that are going to make that switch. So yeah, there's some people that don't want to do it, some people that do it. It's such a mixed bag of people, as we know it would be.
Yeah. It's with a huge channel. It's got to be pretty crazy. The people who have built their channels on the vegan message, they have these big channels. It's crazy. Like the hate seemingly never ends. Like you get the free fan base with the vegans. If you go vegan, that's what I'm saying. Like you can cash in as a vegan. If you're like moderately in shape, you're going to get vegan supplements. You're going to get vegan protein powders. You're going to be able to sell all kinds of different products, and they're going to love sponsoring you because there's people with such low expectation in the vegan community. The quality of the athletes and the quality of the people in the vegan community is just not that high. Like every professional athlete that made it to the top is an animal food eater. They're not vegans. There's no pro athlete that made it to the pros as a 100% vegan. It just doesn't even exist yet. So all you need to be is like an amateur, low level anything, and you will be approached by the vegan supplement companies and be able to peddle their stuff.
Yeah, well, if you look at people like Elise, Ravana, Freely, they've made so much money through the vegan movement. Yeah. It's possible. So to say that just switching to meat-based diets for the money is just absolutely ludicrous that people would even say that. And it's a very interesting thing to see as a social media influencer. You start to realize that so many people don't like you for who you are as a whole. They like you due to me, for example. I'm a vegan, like, calisthenics athlete, and as soon as I'm not that anymore, they don't like me anymore. So it starts to, I get to see the psychology of people on my channel, and then it's people that just like me as a whole for who I am. They don't judge me, they accept me fully, and that's what I want. More of those people on my channel. I don't want these fake people that just follow me just because I do this one specific thing with veganism. It's ridiculous. And guess what? Most of my family members are vegan, and guess how they've reacted? They don't care. They just care about they don't care that I'm eating these meat foods or all in these animal foods. They care about me thriving. That's how my family have always been. They're always non-judgmental of me my whole life. As long as I'm happy and I'm feeling good, that's all that they care about. And that's my own family members. They accept me fully.
Someone says, what a lie, literally lying now. Marcus, what are we lying about, or Dan's lying about exactly? Yeah. Happy that more people will abuse animals. See, again, the emotional connection is what people are mostly fired up about. It's not really because you could argue the health thing and you could say like, well, I experienced a benefit going to the animal foods, and they could say, well, I experienced a benefit going vegan. But in their mind, the emotional thing cannot be argued. You know what I mean? Like it transcends the logical argument for them. Even if you tell them that, we're killing animals through the harvesting of crops and this and that. And farmers are telling you guys flat out all over YouTube now, they're saying that the food that we're feeding these cows is not in competition with human food that we're growing. So like, what else do you guys want? We're doing the best we can, and we got to this point in human evolution because of the animal foods. Like, there's no way around that.
Yeah,
so,
and should we just stay on a vegan diet even though it's destroying us and it doesn't harm the animals, it's harming us? I think that's the worst thing to do, is harm yourself in the process, like, at all. It just seems absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, somebody who's been vegan for 1 year is going to then tell you that you did it incorrectly for 6 years, and then that's why you were raw vegan 5 years ago, buddy, and now you're paying the price, okay? And it's like, nah, man. Something I did want to bring up, was one of the little notes that I made, was when I see a vegan going OMAD, there's 2 signs that a vegan's about to quit soon. OMAD, and what was the other one? Yeah, OMAD. I got to remember the other one. But yeah, when I saw you going OMAD, I'm like, that's it. This guy knows that there's something up with the digestion of the vegan thing that is going to, like, why are you seeking that? A lot of people go vegan because they think it's going to help their digestion in the first place. That's what they're told anyway. And then they're experiencing poor digestion over a long period of time. And they're like, God, I don't want to eat this food anymore. It's making me feel terrible. And so then they go to OMAD, and then they realize that OMAD doesn't even, well, they might get the digestive relief, but then they start losing all kinds of body weight and performance and stuff like that. I mean, you kind of built your body though on OMADs. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, but I was eating a lot of food, like 3,000 to 4,000 calories out of that. But yeah, it's like, you're not addressing.
How did you do that?
Yeah, you're not addressing the root cause of the issue. It's like a Band-Aid. You can add those things on and do that, and they do give you benefits. They did for me. But yeah, you can gain a lot of weight in 1 meal a day. You got to eat like a beast and train like a crazy person. So it's possible, but could I have gained better results eating the way I'm eating? Probably more so, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, geez, yeah. If you're eating the way you are now, and you go back to the discipline that you had to create,
I'm gonna.
That it's going to be an amazing transformation, because that's what people don't realize. It's funny that the Durin riders out there that are saying, everybody's on steroids or whatever. Like, back when I was 18, I say this all the time, 3 months, I gained 30 pounds in 3 months. Of course, I was eating meal replacements and all kinds of calories, but I didn't gain a bunch of fat. It was mostly muscle, believe it or not. And of course, I have pictures. I documented this. But even today, like, since I don't eat all this extra food, I'm not trying to put that huge strain on my body to digest all that crap that I was doing back in the day. I mean, I was 18. I could do whatever I wanted, but now I'm a little more nice to my body. I'm willing to accept the gains when they come in, but I am making those steady gains. Whereas as a vegan, I was making basically steady losing gains. Unless I wanted to eat so much calories that I would basically gain fat to do so. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I can understand that. For me, I just got to a point where, like I said, I gained around 10 kilos of muscle in a year doing that. And then I got to a point where I couldn't go any further. And then I've got to a point where I've lost 14 pounds. So it's like I got to a point, my health started deteriorating, and then I plateaued massively. And now I'm not starting from the beginning, but I still got to start from, I've taken like a few steps forward and many more backwards. So yeah, starting from scratch in a way.
What do you weigh right now?
I try and work it in do you work in kilos or pounds?
I can multiply it.
I'm about 62.5 kilos. I was at 70.
70. Okay, so let's do the math. Do you know it in pounds or no?
It's around 120 pounds.
Right now you're 120 pounds.
Yeah, around 120 pounds.
Damn.
And before I was around 134.
How tall are you?
I need no feet. 176.2 centimeters actually.
So that's what is that in feet, guys?
About 5'9".
Okay, so you're really light right now for your height.
Yeah, I'm shredded to the bone. I was before, but now I'm super shred mode.
Someone said,
yeah, like, look, I'll show you again. Like, look at that. Like, that is super shredded. Like, look, there's
peeled.
It's freaking insane. I need to put more mass on. I don't need to get more shredded. I'm not going to do a professional bodybuilding show or something.
Yeah, I might show a video afterwards. Guys, remind me, after we wrap up here today, I do want to make a video about Ivan Blasquez. He just posted today. Do you know who that is, by the way, Dan?
No.
He's a vegan. He was a vegan bodybuilder. Now a vegan. He transitioned into triathlon, of course, because all vegans, they cannot sustain the bodybuilding, because we all know what happens. You lose the power, you lose the ability to recover. He's a high level nutritionist. Like, he knows his stuff, like, in the books. And I believe he's a personal trainer and a fitness coach paid in a facility to do so. He just did a fitness competition right now and a triathlon. He released the video today, and say whatever you want, guys. I don't even think he's 30 yet, and he lost all kinds of gains. He was really ripped when he first came onto the YouTube scene about 3 or 4 years ago. And he got on stage, and he's proud of himself, and I'm glad that he's happy with the results. But he got on stage recently, and I mean, he doesn't look the same. Doesn't look the same at all. And he could make the excuse, say he's a triathlete or whatever. But hey, nobody wants to step on stage 5 years later doing a bodybuilding show and being in worse condition than you were before that. Yeah. We know bodybuilders are making gains through their 30s. Natural guys, go look at, and of course, unnatural guys are getting massive in their 30s. That's when they really become Mr. Olympia. That takes 10 plus years to put that kind of bulk on.
The best person to look a natural lifter, Alberto Nunez, one of the lowest body fat natural bodybuilders you can find.
That guy's insane. Yeah. He's a little bit kooky in his brain. I think that's what lets him get to that level of shred.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got like a little bit of mental something going on, and he could probably train like 3 times a day because of it. He's just insane. So somebody's saying you already look better. Your skin is less leathery, Dan. Your skin is less leathery.
Well, and even people were saying, like, from the first day of eating it, whoa, what's happened to you? Like, they're noticing the changes straight away, energetically, the way I'm speaking, the way I'm looking, the way I'm acting, like everything. Even my sister said to me yesterday, who's living here now, she's like, you're just super calm and relaxed all the time now. You're not stressed out. You do seem different, man. Stimulated.
You do seem different. And something I talk about all the time is the vegan forehead. It's like, see, I got wrinkles when I do this right now, but when I'm just chilling, it's shiny, Vegans don't have that. Their forehead is like, it's like dried out, like rotted, you know what I mean? And there's like these deep lines, and especially if you've been vegan for 3 or 4 years, and it shows on most vegans. And then when they go back to eating the animal foods, they get moistened up again. It's like putting oil in the engine of your car.
Yeah, my girlfriend's noticed that from the animal food since she's been eating. She already had good skin before, but now she can feel all the oil coming out of her skin, like the actual fats in a healthy way, these healthy fats. Now she doesn't need to put coconut oil on herself, and her skin's way better than what it was when she was putting coconut oil and eating a plant-based diet.
So check this out. This is something I just remembered and put together right now. Back in Hawaii, my final vegan year or whatever. Okay, keep in mind, I'm living in the most rainy, humid climate ever, Hawaii. I was vegan, right? I should have been just moist and juicy as hell. Every night before I would go to bed, my forehead was so dry and the skin was flaking off so much that if I touched my forehead like this before going to bed, my skin would flake into my eyes, and I would have to go to the sink and wash my eye out every single night before bed if I itched my forehead before getting into bed. And it annoyed the crap out of me. Like, now that does not happen. I don't need to randomly go to the sink and wash my eyeball out because I got skin cell in my eyeball.
Wow. That's
very
strange,
strange,
man.
And I'm living in the dry, and California, it's a desert here now. So I'm more moist in the drier place. People are like, ew. Sorry, how to get graphic with that so you understand, all right? Anything you want to add to this, to what we're talking about now? I'm just kind of scrolling through the chat, keeping it cash.
Yeah.
YouTube recommendation because of Dan. The last video I watched of Drew was the fruit fasting. Looks like I'm staying. Thanks, DrewMorg. Cool, man. I hope you stay.
And like I said about relationships, just in my relationship, I have more energy for my intimate connection. So it's improving our intimate connection in every single way possible. I feel more connected to her. Like, it's just, it's for her as well. It's just like, wow, because she met me when I started deteriorating 3 months ago. So she's seen how I've been at my worst, and now she's getting to see where I am, and she's like, whoa, this is night and day. Like, look at you. Keep eating those animal foods. Go for it. And that's why she started eating them like crazy.
No doubt about it. Every ex-vegan, whether they're female or male, has gotten more attractive after starting to consume animal foods again. Every single one of them that I've seen.
Yeah, I have my friend actually.
Face.
Yeah, I want to mention a friend, my friend Daniel Dury. He was one of my first friends that switched to carnivore, and I know him personally. He's on a vegan diet for years. Last year, he switched to carnivore diet. I'm in front of him. He's drinking pig's blood. He's eating raw meat. He did the whole raw thing, raw milk, raw eggs. He went from stick thin to probably gaining around 30 pounds of muscle in a short period of time. I'm going to do an interview with him soon so people can check that out. But his transformation is profound, and he just looks so much better in every single way. And that's what I just kept seeing with carnivores time and time again that switch from a vegan diet. They all look like they're thriving. They look amazing. They make the vegans look like even more like crap.
Yep, the results. Like, I have a results-based approach, guys. I say it all the time. Results. The results matter. You know? Like, the theory is one thing. The vegan theory, it made sense. It's like, okay, like, I can kind of get on board with this. But the results, time and time again, they just don't stack up. They don't last. They don't stand up to the test of time. You got long-term vegan guy, Dan, right in front of you. He's been vegan for over, he was vegan for over 6 years. He did every iteration of the diet. You tried the juice. I'm sure you tried the juice fasting at some point, right? Or water fasting?
Yeah, I've tried everything you could imagine.
Dry fasting?
Yeah, everything.
What's your longest dry fast?
I haven't done any long dry fast, just a lot of intermittent dry fasting, done like 24-hour dry fast. I'm a huge promoter of the snake diet. I'm sure you know of him. The one that
I
shouts
like that guy. Yeah, he's cool.
But yeah, I tried everything under the sun that you could ever possibly imagine, for sure.
Somebody wants to know if you're a no-fapper. What do you think?
Yes, I'm a no-fapper. I've done like no-fap hard mode for like years straight and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I'm a huge. You mentioned it earlier at the start.
Yeah.
If a lot of people think no-fap gives you superpowers and it resolves everything else, if you're still being a consumer of social media, you're not eating a healthy diet, you're not looking after yourself in any ways, it's not going to resolve everything. And from my own anecdotal experience, I come from an addiction. I came from addiction of like porn addiction and sex addiction.
Okay.
So for me, it was something that allowed me to get control over that and not just use women, like sexually objectify them, like at all, which I personally am not someone that wants to sexually objectify and use women for that reason. So for me, and it also allowed me to form discipline in other areas of life. When you form one discipline with one thing, it can help you become more disciplined in others. So I've definitely noticed a huge difference, but I'm going to do some experimentation with it in the near future on the meat-based diet and see the differences. Because what I'd find is, especially on a vegan diet, this is how extreme it used to be. This is when I was raw. If I'd release once, I would feel like death for about a month. Wow. When I started deteriorating on my raw vegan diet. It was bad. So that's why I started massively doing it. Which it turned out was due to me being low in zinc, because we release a lot of zinc when we do release those fluids and stuff. And I wasn't eating the foods I needed to replenish what I was releasing and so forth. So it'd be an interesting experiment to see the difference on a non-vegan diet with it. So that's what I have to say on it.
Well, okay. That's interesting. JG Lee, thank you for the $2. Good to have you visit us, Sunford Dan. Thank you, he says. I think a lot of people are appreciating this conversation. Yeah, I was kind of going in on NoFap earlier, making jokes about it. And, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not sold. Like, so, you know, I get the whole NoFap thing, but the whole 100% retention thing is, what do you think about that? You know, you have a girlfriend. You guys are obviously copulating, fornicating. You're doing the things, right? Unless you guys are celibate monks. I'm assuming you guys have a normal...
Me and my girlfriend, I'm only allowing myself to release when we're trying to procreate at the moment, which we are trying to procreate. So, yeah.
Okay. See, that makes sense. That makes it like you're trying to power it up, right? Like you want to have the sniper shot.
And it does. It does. The amount more when you're retaining, when you release, man, there's a lot more there to procreate easier.
I get it. I get that. But what about just normal time then? What do you think? Like
I
before
just
you guys
found for me,
decided on
because I
that?
had an addiction around that type of thing, that it just allowed me to
Okay.
stop focusing upon that and focus my energy into other areas of life rather than just doing that all the time. That's what I'd say.
Okay. See, I can understand that. I could totally respect that. And I think that if somebody's coming from that angle, that makes sense to me. To allow yourself to get control. I hear about these people that are like, man, if I'm left alone all day, I'm jerking off 3 times a day. I'm like, what? What
I
are
used
you
to be like
doing?
that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like I don't know. I didn't have that addiction, and I'm sure there's people that are like I don't have that kind of. I mean, I'm addicted to energy drinks. You know, I drink a couple of these a week, but that addiction has never struck
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I was doing it to a point where it's affecting my relationships, my life, my self-image, like so many different things. It was coming from quite an extreme place, to be honest with it. So, yeah, for me, it's definitely a thing that works very well for me from my own personal experience. But yeah, procreation is definitely all good for that.
Okay, I can understand that. Any other questions you had around that, clown? Because I love the topic. I think it's entertaining. But if
And you got to be careful. You can get into the whole religion with that as well. There's such a, you could be such a cult with that as well. So as with any types of things, is even like Ashtanga yoga and other different things, you can get really put in a box and not really see the other things. So you just got to be careful of these cult followings and religious things.
Yeah, I think people are just so excited to be part of these little niche mini cults all over the place. Like they think that if you add enough of these up, it's going to make you successful in life or make you not hate yourself or give you the right amount of self-love, and it's going to make you all of a sudden good with women. It's going to make you better at work. Like I pointed out, I was like the leaders of the world, the best athletes in the world don't practice
so many of them.
These little things that you guys are gravitating and hinging on. Like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, the 2 best basketball players to ever live, they didn't practice nofap, you know? But they made it to the top of their league. Like Donald Trump, the greatest president to ever exist, he doesn't practice nofap, guys. So what do you think it's doing for you, unless you're addicted and it's messing your life up? I get that. But if you're just trying to get a raise at your $40,000 a year job and you work in a cubicle, like, do you really think nofap is the link to you for you to get to the next level?
Yes,
like,
so much of it. So much is the discipline and the self-motivation and the self-talk and the all around the mind stuff. So much of it, without a doubt.
There's bigger fish to fry on the priority list if you're struggling in life. NoFap is not the thing for you to like transcend to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I said, for if someone's got an issue around it, it's affecting your life, or maybe you just want to see if it, maybe you'll get some benefits from it. Give it a go. Just see. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Just, that's just it with it, type of thing.
If it's an addiction issue, then no matter what that addiction is, you need to get that under control, whether it's masturbation or anything. Anything could be an addiction to people. And if it's ruining your relationships and it's ruining your life, you need to get that under control, regardless of what it is.
Yeah. And what you find is when you're someone like me that's got such a busy life, I've got so many businesses I'm running, do so many things, you just forget about that anyway. So much energy is going elsewhere. It's more important to focus upon.
How is your business life over there? Like, how do you manage to keep things afloat in Thailand, living the dream that everybody envisions?
Well, I've been into cryptocurrency since like 2012. So like I have a really big account that I sell stuff on there. I have investments in other things. I make money through YouTube. I have so many streams of income, and it's like, man, there's so many ways to make money. I've been an entrepreneur for like 11 years. I always see so many opportunities to make money. Many of them I don't choose to do because they're not in alignment for me. I want to make money from things that I am passionate about. So anyone has the chance to create what they want in their life, whether they're aware of it or not. You just got to make the conscious choice to do it and take the steps consistently to get there. That's just it. Grind it out, man.
Grind it out. Yep. People are tripping on my Donald Trump quote. Guys, by the way, I did vote Donald. Actually, I didn't vote, but I do support Donald, but I was joking about the greatest president. Okay. You guys can relax. Okay. I know you vegan lefties are upset. Just chill. Okay. You can hate Donald if you want. Whatever.
Yeah, like the greatest vegan in the world, which is Durian Rider. So
The great Durian Rider, greatest vegan in the world. He's the best. God, man, everybody gets just bent out of shape, and I love it. Okay, guys, if you guys have any questions, start firing them out. I feel like we like speed rounded this. Maybe it's the energy drink, but we got through so many topics. And do you think that you'll be in Thailand forever? By the way,
my number one plan is to move to Hawaii permanently, just not at the moment.
Do you have an island?
Probably Oahu.
That's a good choice.
Yeah,
I think Oahu's the best choice.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends that live there. I have an opportunity to get a green card for a specific means and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely do that at some point because there's even more access to the things that I need. So yeah, it would be more suitable for me there.
Oahu's would be a good place. Obviously the beaches are world class, and it's got mainland accessibility to a lot of things like electronics and stores and all the stuff that you would want on the mainland.
Yeah, and the fitness movement's really good there from what I'm aware of. You can get a lot of the animal foods that I need and that. So yeah.
Yeah. And if you want a little bit of a cheaper living, obviously the Big Island is probably going to be a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
And you've got access to animal foods are very abundant. The high quality animal foods are very abundant there.
Yeah, I've got my friend taking pictures of the restaurant she's going to. She's in Kauai at the moment, living there, and so much access to that thing, which is really, really good.
Let's see. We got a lot of good comments coming in after that. Really organic. I wear a MAGA hat sometimes just to see if anyone freaks out. I'm sure they do. With so many Trump comments. Okay, let's.
And if someone wants to see me meet live, I've got a live stream coming up soon. You can go to my YouTube and you can see that, set a reminder for it. People are going to freak out about it, but a lot of people are going to love it, especially the carnivores.
Oh, they're going to love it for sure. And let's see here. Gung Fu says, Sunford Dan, do you plan on doing a bulking on meat gym series? It kind of sounds like you're already doing it.
More than likely. At the moment, what I've been doing, I'm not eating as much food as I'd like to because I'm getting my body used to the food, but I just didn't want to go too crazy straight away, but I'm definitely going direction where I can eat more and more. So as soon as I can reach my full capacity with the eating, there's no reason why I wouldn't do that at all. So yeah, I would definitely expect that coming soon.
What is your ideal day of eating? What does it look like to you right now?
So at the moment, I've obviously been feeding it out a bit. I still do intermittent fasting. I normally fast around 18 hours in a day. It's not strict though. I'm free with it. I used to be rigid. It's not good to be rigid. It can stress me out because sometimes you can't eat at the specific times you need to and so forth. So at the moment, literally my diet at the moment is I'm eating local chempedak, which is grown literally pretty much down the road. So I eat that. And then what I do is then I have like later on steak. I've started since yesterday adding organic grass-fed halloumi cheese to it. I accidentally ordered that from the company I ordered the meat from, so I'm using that. And yeah, it varies. And then I might add eggs with it. It's just I'm in the experimental stage with it. That's what I would say. So it's not really where it's going to be at consistently at the moment.
Do you have a calorie allowance that you're shooting for in that 6-hour window, or are you just kind of eating?
Just listening to my body. And that's something that's so amazing that I forgot to mention. And my friends could say this, my girlfriend and everything. On a vegan diet, I would just eat and eat until I reached full stomach capacity, where it'd be almost coming out of my throat, out of my neck. Now, with eating these animal foods, I eat a small amount and I get full so easily. And it's because it's not just about the calories, it's about the nutrients. And my body's finally getting the nutrients that it needs. So that's something that I've really noticed. So I don't feel my whole stomach's completely ballooned out at all. But I just get to this point where it goes, no, I'm satiated. That didn't happen on a vegan diet. I just keep going and going.
So I have some groundbreaking news to break for everybody here. And Dan, you're going to probably experience this as you move forward. So people freaked out on me when I told them I was only going number 2, poo-poo, every 5 days when I went carnivore. Now, I go a lot more than that now, guys. A lot more than that, okay? Probably once a day, close to it, okay? But this is what I realized. Much like our stomach can stretch from eating 3 or 4 pounds of vegan food per meal and getting all ballooned out, What do you think is happening to your colon, guys? When you got those big, logs and boulders coming out of the back end, that colon is stretched out. So back when I first went to the meat, I had all kinds of capacity back there for meat stuff, which is coming out in little and just tiny little bits of food. Now I think the stomach is back down to normal size, the colon's back down to normal size, and things are flowing a lot more freely. No pun intended.
Yeah, interesting. Huh.
So keep that in mind. So you may be going to the bathroom a lot less than normal, but guess what? You have the Costco size colon right now. You're expanded back there.
Huh, interesting. Yeah.
We have a question for you, Dan.
Yeah, I find even with eating all the meat, my digestion's still flawless. I have multiple bowel movements a day for me, which
That's
is
good.
But I've worked on really optimizing my stomach acid production and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it could be a factor. Yeah, what were you going to
say? We have a question for you. A very woke vegan is asking this question. Is pain and suffering of animals worth pleasure on your taste buds?
Is pain and suffering for myself worth it?
For the animals? Is the
no,
pain
for
and
me,
suffering...
though. Is it worth it for me? No. If an animal has to, like, this is my own belief around this stuff. I'm not ever going to pay for factory farm things. Factory farm is complete slavery. The way that they treat them is, I believe.
It's true. It's true. I agree with you. I eat it, by the way, because I can't afford anything better.
Is I'm getting it from the best sources possible. That's what I'm doing. It's still not ethical, fully ethical, but I'm still trying to be as conscious as I can around these food choices. And at the end of the day, like, did tribal people think of that in the natural environment when they needed to eat and they haven't had food for ages and they see an animal to kill? They're just going to kill it and eat it. It's just like, and it's all about the survival of the fittest. And us as humans, we are the biggest predator, to be honest, the biggest threat to everything.
Well, the vegans are always going to come up with different arguments. They always say, but our teeth, we don't have canines, we don't have the tools. And I just tell them, like, hey, every animal's different. The biggest animal on the planet is a blue whale. It eats 8,000 pounds of meat a day. And guess what? It doesn't even have teeth. So,
whoa, does it? Wow, I didn't know that.
8,000 pounds of krill per day. And it doesn't even have teeth. So there you go.
And
how's that for your line?
I easily tear the meat with my teeth, even the fatty parts. It's not an issue at all. That's just a complete bogus argument with it. It makes no sense to me.
Well, they're saying that you wouldn't be able to, like, tackle a cow and bite through its hide, it's like we have tools. Like, we don't need to.
Yeah, we create weapons and tools. That's what humans do.
I've never seen a vegan produce all the calories they need from their own diet with no tools. So I think it's a fair statement,
I saw something not long ago. Monkeys in a specific area in the world have been copying humans that have specific, like, spears, and they've actually been using them for fishing.
Oh my God, that's scary. Monkeys have been fishing with spears?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. I'm more worried about that than the AI taking over. Oh, we have a special guest, Durian Rider Cycling Tips.
Oh, wow.
I was eating with Dan a few weeks ago, and he was saying how crazy people who eat meat are. What do you think about that, Dan?
Well, that's what I believed at that current point in moment. That was true in that present moment. The past or future doesn't exist. So, yeah, that's what I meant right then, but it's different now. We're always changing.
Mm-hmm. We got another special guest, Natasha. Dan was eating lunch with us a few weeks ago, and he said that anyone who supports the meat industry and consumes meat is a psychopath, LOL.
No, I didn't say psychopath for sure. I said I don't agree with people doing that without a doubt. I don't call people psychopaths. I don't judge people in that way for sure. I didn't agree with people eating it at that time. I completely admit that. I did not agree with it. But now I'm eating them. I completely agree with it because it's making me thrive, and other people I see are not thriving on vegan diet and they need it too. So it's just like, how many times have you, for example, or anyone else said one thing in your life and then it changed later down the line? All the time. We're always constantly changing. It's just the nature of the reality.
I do agree with that. I like to be as consistent as possible, but I do especially know that people change. They could tell you one thing one day, and it does. They could. You could have said that based on how you felt that day, and the fact is that your body could completely shut down 2 weeks later on the vegan food. And why would you would be stupid if you kept thinking the way that you did if you didn't make a change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at DrewMorg, when he used to eat a fully raw diet and cycle around all the time in Thailand, and he hated on cooked food, and and he was so religious around it. And I thought he would never go back to cooked food. Then one day he makes a video, he's eating 2 pizzas and then a kilo of sugar on cornflakes.
Right.
Come on, man. You made the switch. You said certain things as well with that. You may not go back to eating meat, but yeah, think about that.
Good point. Natasha, does Harley pour sugar on your cereal when you're eating it in the morning? Just wanna know that. Seeking Truth, thank you for the $2 donation. Thoughts on herb for athletic performance? Ginseng. Do you really mean ginseng, or are you talking about other types of herbs? Because I don't know anything about ginseng. I know a whole lot about the other herbs, and I don't think they're performance enhancers whatsoever. What do you think, Dan?
I have seen some scientific research on like long jack, which definitely does give testosterone boosts and stuff. So certain ones can, but there's a lot of people that I know that follow Dr. Mawson buy his high-priced herbs, and they don't really do much, and they're told it's going to resolve their health, but yet they still deteriorate with those herbs. So,
okay,
yeah,
good point. Clogged carny artery says, guys, why not eat cricket powder? It has more nutrients than any meat and is the best for the environment. I've never heard of cricket powder.
Oh, it's so high in protein, very high in zinc. It's very nutrient dense. I've been aware of that way before I was eating meat. Yeah.
So you were on cricket powder as a vegan or after?
No. I was just aware of it. I did once get one of my friends to buy a cricket protein powder, non-vegan bar before, and he tried it and liked it. I didn't try it though, but I've just heard of it for quite a while.
Shakotan says, Natasha, how are Harley's aesthetics doing? What do you think, Natasha? How's Harley looking these days? During Ryder, can we get some clarity on this picture that's been floating around the internet? You know which one I'm talking about. Can we get some clarity, please? What were you about to say there, Dan?
I remember seeing the first time I saw During Ryder, I think it was earlier this year or last year, and the first time he said that I was on steroids, and he kept going, "Oh yeah, you are," and I was like, "No, I'm not. Like, give up."
Oh no, hey guys, sorry. Don't delete the negative comments. I need to read them. Out.
When I actually looked at him, and this was when I was at my heaviest when training, just with stuff to build muscle, and he's doing mostly cycling. He was more jacked than me, and I'm like, man, he definitely looks like he's taking something. If he can have a better physique than me, I'm younger than him. I've been doing body weight training for way longer, and I do way more than him. Doesn't really make sense because cycling strips weight off.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's what he told me today. Actually, we were talking. He said, "You don't look like you're on steroids, Drew, but you look like you've put on muscle, but you just been consistently training." I said, "That's true." And he said, "You also stopped doing cardio. Basically, cardio strips off your muscle mass," which I do agree with. That is also true. But even when I didn't do cardio as a vegan, I was still struggling heavily to put on any type of appreciable muscle mass or muscular performance. Like I couldn't ever do more than 10 pull-ups. And as soon as I went to meet, I got to 14 pull-ups within a month. Like 1 month, I gained 4 pull-ups. That's a 40% increase on pull-ups, which is very impressive.
Wow, that's interesting. And yeah, for me, I took many supplements that show through science to boost testosterone. So I was taking every supplement you can to boost testosterone. So that was definitely a factor for me gaining the muscle as well, but definitely not the most healthiest, best route to go, in my personal opinion. The route I'm on now is a better alternative that's more designed for us.
So During Rider says, why not eat the crickets? Well, like realistically, if we had a type of, if we eat meat, right, but we within the meat spectrum are going to be ideal animals that we would normally eat. And I believe that probably fish and beef is our top 2 sources of that food. Just like how a lion eats, gazelles and zebras and antelopes. Like there's certain things that they eat. They don't eat every animal across the spectrum. I'm sure they specifically have a digestion that's suited for certain specific things in the right ratios, the right fat to protein ratios, right? I mean, I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, and the thing is with the crickets, how many you'd have to catch and eat. It's really hard. I've got crickets all outside my place. You know how hard they would be to catch? They jump so high, these ones. They're quite big. It's not really going to work out for me, to be honest.
Wait, Durin Rider and Natasha broke up? Is that true, guys? Natasha is the new GF, pretty slender brunette with glasses. That's what Brooke says. No. They're still together, guys. Don't get me excited.
The blonde one that he used to be with.
Now the blonde one, Tori, yeah, she's out. She's out. She got replaced. God bless Durian Ryder and his young, testosterone-ridden, beautiful physique with the new hairline. Woo! Killing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to learn about cycling, definitely go and listen to his cycling advice. He's amazing for that.
Hey, I bought a TCR. I got carbon wheels on that bad boy, all because of Durian Ryder. It's true.
Yeah, very similar to me.
I loved cycling when I was doing it. I thought it was great. Thought it was a good activity. It was really fun. But one of the things that I heard about endurance athletes is to be really good at it, and the people who are really good at it, they basically they're running from something. Like they kind of like dislike themselves.
That's funny that you say that, because I've believed that within myself. I've never heard someone else say that though. It's like...
Yeah, you enjoy putting yourself through this consistent medium to high level of pain constantly, and you're also like doing the act of sort of like escaping on your vehicle. Like I'm on this machine, I'm gonna just hurt myself, and that's you have to enjoy that. It's like tattoos or something.
Yeah,
right?
you're exactly saying what I've been thinking for ages. So that's amazing you said that.
And at that time, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with myself. I was like working a job that I didn't, was okay, but I didn't really know what I was doing with all of that. I thought I could do something bigger and better, and I was like, but I've got this vegan thing and the cycling thing.
And I did that with cycling. I was cycling up to 500 kilometers a week. I was just going absolutely crazy, and it was not actually good for me. And it was running from everything else in every area of my life.
Yeah. Clogged carny artery says crickets are much easier to get than animals. It makes sense in nature. We ate more bugs than meat, as we could get bugs so easily. Same nutrients as animal guys, less bad stuff too.
No, I could catch that cow chicken down the road that free roams way easier than those crickets for sure.
Way easier. It's not hard to kill animals as hard as you think. It's pretty easy actually. Get Fit with Natasha. Wow, you guys are just, really taking advantage of this chat here. Dan, why did you claim you feel so good eating raw till 4 and introducing cooked, refined noodle and rice dishes back into your diet, but tell your audience you were raw vegan? I don't think he says he was raw vegan, especially not towards the end.
No, after I quit after 2 years, I made a video announcing it in Copenhagen, where I live now. And then as soon as I switched to eating meat, I've told them when I started doing 1 meal a day. I told people when I started doing it faster. I told people there's no lies here, man. Transparency at its best.
Transparency. Durian Ryder, remember? Like when you told everybody you did steroids as a test for 1 month, and then you told them you were not doing it anymore, but you kept doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Durian Ryder Cycling Tip says most people are not happy. They go for extremes to fill the void. Hey, I agree with you. I think that you are happy. I think that you do love yourself, DR. And I love you. And Dan loves you. We're huge fans. Sure. I'm a big fan of Natasha, too. She says, is he still denying using any gear ever? His neck was really red. What's with this red neck thing? Like, white people get red in the sun, guys. Do you not understand this? Freely said I was using steroids because I got sunburnt.
But then people get red necks from being an alcoholic as well. So it's like... it's a bit of a ridiculous thing. Well, I offered to Durian Ryder. I said to him before, I'll do the gold standard test for testing if you're on steroids. If I pass the test, he has to give me $10,000. If not,
the old school test.
He never took me up on that offer. I would give him $10,000, or he could give me $10,000. He never took me up on that offer.
The carbon ratio isotope test.
Yes, yeah, I'd take that anytime.
What do you think? Harley? You gonna take him on that? I also love. We can change his name to Cricket Rider. He says that he can catch 50 crickets in 10 minutes.
Toupee rider. I think that's what we should call it.
Oh, no. Damn it, dude. You guys are derailing my chat here. Durian Ryder and Natasha, you troublemakers.
Trolls.
The trolls. Where am I here? Guys, if you need to write to me, tag me in the thing, okay? Because I can't even... I'm getting lost here.
Let's see if you know, and I've heard this from my other carnivore friends, so the only downfall that I've noticed is I get burnt in the sun easier. Which is not a huge issue for me.
No, I would say if anything, it's equal or less. I'm not going to put any magical abilities on the carnivore thing that don't exist, but I haven't
Yeah,
noticed
like
that I got any
it's
more.
not a huge issue for me because it's just I'm more aware of the sun exposure that I'm getting and just getting my body used to it more. But yeah, it's just one thing, but it's not like, oh, my life still goes on.
Yeah. I mean, we just went through summer here. I was in the sun a lot. I was really tan this summer, actually. Like I got a pretty solid tan on, and I don't think that I had any additional issues. If anything, it was better because, like I said, my skin is a little bit more moist these days. So I think that sunburn and dry skin kind of go together. So if you're dried out, that's what I've noticed.
My skin is still improving from the dryness with eating this way. So yeah, from the vegan diet messing it up.
Very good, Barry Stanton. I'm glad that your member is working, sir.
And yeah, as I mentioned earlier on, I'm taking no supplements, 0 supplements, people. I don't need them at all. And I want to see what I'm actually getting from this diet. I don't want to be like putting supplements in and maybe I'm getting effect from the supplements. And to be honest, it's like I'm getting way better from just eating these animal foods and no supplements, 0.
That's what I'm on to. No protein powders, nothing. No B12, nothing.
No, nothing.
So
no.
Darren Ryder says Dan looks natty now. So he would pass that. But you were clearly on a cycle, Dan.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, right. Darren Ryder. Dan was 140, like I'm the same weight. I'm 5'10", 143. I mean, I might be lean, but that is not a steroid. That is not a steroid body. And you didn't have a steroid body either. You were very lean and like relatively small, you know, like you didn't have that bulging.
No, not all. If I'd gone on some like Deca or treadmill, because I'm very aware of steroids, I watch a lot of YouTubers that take steroids. It's a very interesting subject. I would balloon up like a mofo, but I haven't at all.
Dan's skin was in very bad shape, but now it looks okay. That's good. That's good to hear. And I'm sure this is let's see. How long till you jump on the next trend, Dan? You love the labels, Natasha says. Natasha, I'm quite impressed with your consistency being around that scene for the last couple of years. You've lasted the test of time over here, as far as I'm concerned. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, it's like something I learned from my girlfriend. She never puts herself in boxes, never labels herself. And through what's gone on with me again, it's like I'm not even saying I'm eating carnivore, I'm eating keto, I'm eating these foods at this time, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to put a label on myself in any box. I can't be bothered with it anymore. It's just not for me. I eat a lot of animal foods. That's what I eat. So it's like I've learned from my own experiences, putting myself in a box is not the best idea. So I do my best to not do that again, to be honest.
He's a proud animal eater now, guys. There's nothing you can do to take him back to your team, okay?
Yeah.
He's mine now.
And it's not about the latest trend. I don't follow things to trend. I've never been like that, like at all with anything in life. Like people followed certain trends at school. I never did. Like as an adult, I never followed trends. I just listen to my body. I listen to people that are getting real results. I try out what they're doing, see if they work. If they work, then I'll continue doing them. And it's like I'm always being a person that's looking for my truth. And I'm always keeping my mind open to everything and attached to nothing as much as I possibly can. Because who knows? I might find something else that is across the horizon that's even better. So, yeah, I'm just trying to be as open as possible.
Darren Ryder did say Ted Carr is on a low-level testosterone cycle. So that's another interesting thing.
Well, he just started eating cooked food as well.
Is that, yes, tell me about that. Ted's on the cooked. Is that real?
Yeah, because he can't gain enough muscle on a raw vegan diet. He actually made a video announcing this. And I'm very good friends with Ted. We went to Phuket together. I live near him. I've spent a lot of time around Ted. We're very similar in many different ways. Very, very present on YouTube and very good entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I've spent significant time with Ted as well. I know Ted very well. And he's certainly an interesting dude. I like him. But yeah, Darren Ryder says that he's on some gear, but I thought that was funny. I really thought that was funny.
Oh, Ted Carr would not touch that at all. Like, no way would he. I spoke to him. He said, if I talked to him about testosterone not long ago. He said, if I get to an age where my testosterone's low, I would take it. And yeah, that's what I believe. I don't think he's doing it. And if he had to, he would.
Let's see. Drew, I think you're too focused on teams, i.e. animal eaters, plant eaters, etc. His message is to be open-minded, not black and white with things, like you tend to be in your message at times. I'm open-minded, man. Like I'm famous. He's playing devil's advocate.
You played devil's advocate earlier by asking about the vegan diet. What is the benefits of people going on a vegan diet? So you're not.
Correct.
You're staying open for sure.
I'm quoted in one of my videos. I say the open mind that got you into veganism should be the same open mind that remains available to other pieces of information. So don't go vegan. Like, don't be an open-minded person and go vegan and then close your mind down. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You should remain open-minded and allow other, like, better information that's newer and better and jives with your results. What did you do with the supplements you had at the lunch table, Dan? What did you do with those supplements?
I've got all the supplements still.
You've got them?
I still got them all. Yeah, I'm going to sell most of them, but I'm also going to do a video on them first as well, just to show how many there are. No one, except people that come to my house, has seen how many there actually is.
I used to live with a supplement freak as well. We calculated $600 a month on supplements. $600 a month.
It's friggin' insane.
She had several baskets full of them laying around the house that she would take.
And that's what a lot of people say. A vegan diet costs less, but the amount I'm spending on supplements and protein powders and then all the other things I was buying, the food items, is actually costing me way more than me eating these grass-fed animal products.
Eating meat is way cheaper than vegan food, period. Even without the supplements, it's still cheaper. Like, people don't realize how expensive the high-end vegan food is. You know what I'm saying? It's really expensive. For instance, here I can go to the store and for, what is it? $4 a pound, I can get grass-fed ground beef. Like, that's 1 pound. So that's a meal right there. And that's a big meal too. That's $4. There's no, here we go. The rice is more expensive than meat. Bro, rice is shit. Rice is like the peasant just cropping food. You feed that to the birds. Rice is shit. Now, I still eat some rice from time to time, but that is not going to be the foundation to your nutrition in any case. During Rider, you need to get on a carnivore cleanse, bro. 30 days. Come on, do it on your channel. And me and you can do a weekly check-in live, and we'll see how it goes. And you got to be honest about it. Right? Yeah. Let's see how it goes. And you could say it's shit. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, $4 a pound. It's so light. So I just went to Malaysia and I spent on one durian $50.
Yeah, durian is insanely expensive.
When I was a raw vegan, I was spending around $1,000 a month just on durian in Thailand, where it grows.
Wow. Oh, yeah, in Hawaii, the first couple of weeks I was there, this was when Ted was there, actually. We did a durian haul at this farmer's. We drove to his land. We spent $350 on durian and filled the back of the truck up. It was like quite a bit of durian, but I mean, it was still $12, $13 a pound or something.
Yeah, my friend in Hawaii went to the farmer's market for one pineapple, $25.
Okay, Dubson965, you're missing the point here. You're saying rice is essential depending on your athletic level, Drew. You speak in absolutes about on things too often. It's a great carbohydrate source. It is a great carbohydrate source. But here's the thing. You're not going to base your nutritional health on rice like you can on meat, a high-quality meat. I'm talking about an all-encompassing package, grass-fed beef, whereas rice is like... It's a side dish. It can give you energy, and it is cheap. But it doesn't contain everything that you need. You cannot survive on rice. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not necessarily essential. Like, you have essential fatty acids. We cannot produce them ourselves. Essential amino acids. You don't have essential carbohydrates.
Ooh,
you can use them for certain athletic performance, for sure. I know some people do keto, have a certain amount of glucose before training, and they find that it does help them, for sure. I'm going to
start experimenting with that.
But yeah, we don't necessarily, like, okay, you're getting the rice that gives you carbs, but then you're getting all the phytates as well, and like so much other crap that it's not, and so many other things it's not actually giving you that the animal foods will give you on a micronutrition level, and like macronutrients as well.
People are talking about teeth and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Like I had severe enamel damage from eating certain fruits and oatmeal on the vegan diet, and you had issues like Durin Riders had teeth replaced. This is a very common thing in the vegan world. This isn't even something that people hide from. They talk about it openly, that they had tooth issues and then they had to make adjustments to their diet. That's very common.
That's what I was having issues when I was eating the fruit, and this was like clockwork for months. When I'd eat it, my gums would start throbbing, and the only way I'd get rid of it was rinsing with like iodine water or salt water. That was the only way, which is just like, it's a bit of a band-aid again.
You need to lose at least half your teeth till the detox is complete.
Oh, well, if you listen to the raw foodies, they say every symptom, if your leg falls off, it's a detox symptom. Your teeth falls out, it's a detox symptom. Just detox more. You're so toxic. Do you know? Oh, I rant about those people all the time. Like, Jesus Christ, the Dr. Morse people are the worst.
Yeah, iridology and whatnot. Barry Stanton says, you probably brush your teeth using durian tree sap. Interesting. I brush my teeth a lot as a vegan, and it still messed my teeth up. I was having tooth issues within the first year and a half.
Yeah.
And it didn't get better.
Yeah, and I noticed when I clean my teeth, it's all the residue comes off my teeth easily and fully, unlike when I was eating loads of plant-based foods. It would get stuck on my teeth, even with like a high-end, high-costing toothbrush, like an electric one with really good natural toothpaste and stuff. It wasn't cleaning my teeth fully because of the plant residue.
Yeah, well, go look at anybody's Vitamix jar that's been vegan for a while that makes smoothies every day. Their Vitamix jar, even when they wash it, has that weird coating on the inside. Like, that's all this weird mineral residue. Like, where do you think that's going? You can't even get that off with soap and a sponge. So if you can't get that off of your Vitamix, then what do you think's happening to your teeth? Get Fit with Natasha. Dan, do a raw meat cleanse on film. My cat is gnawing a chicken neck right now. That is totally Durian Ryder. How are you managing both? You're an impressive guy. You know, people don't give Harley enough credit, man. He's on 2 accounts. He's hammering it out. It's really impressive.
Yeah, and maybe I will do it. Who knows? And something that's really interesting. When I was vegan, I had a dog at one point, a puppy from a very young age. Also looked after I took on my mum's cat at one point. Do you know what diet I fed them? A full carnivore diet, even when I was vegan, because I believed that was the best diet for them, and their digestion was flawless. They thrived on it so much, and we can too.
Isn't it interesting that I would say on the majority, vegans are cat lovers, like specifically cat lovers, and they go to the store and they buy their cat this standard cat food, which is like probably factory farm meat runoff, and yet they have they never talk about the meat they're feeding their cat, but yet they're buying this food for the animal, you know, like, and they would say, well, I have to feed my animal. Yeah, but you didn't need to get that animal in the first place.
Yeah.
Because now you're just promoting the, more and more cats.
Yeah.
Even Durian Ryder's got cats. He said that he feeds them the dumpster meat. He doesn't buy it though. Wink, wink, right? Right there, Harley? You never buy your cat's food? You never buy your cat's food? Come on, dog.
Yeah, and something that's very interesting, I think, is good for... I think we're frozen there. Oh, yeah, we're back now. What I found is with so many people on the vegan diet and the way they behave towards me, so many of them seem to be anti-human. They seem to love the animals more than people. It's absolutely crazy. And we already have so much separation with people in the world. We don't need more walls at all. It's just, why can't everyone just get on? I don't care what anyone's eating. I never did when I was vegan. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me. I have my own choices. They have their own. It just doesn't matter.
Lena says, Drew, brushing after having any acid is the thing that will brush away your enamel. Learned that while I was still omnivore. But of course, juicing regularly or vegan, high carb will accelerate the process. Yeah, I knew about that enamel brushing away thing, but it didn't matter. Like, I ate oranges for breakfast every day. I had a lot of orange juice at the time, and it still got me. So
yeah, I was fully aware of that, and I followed that rule as well. So yeah, that didn't work. And I'd rinse my mouth afterwards to neutralize any acids from the fruit in my mouth and all this crap.
Right. Really Organic says, goodbye, Dan. I guess she's leaving. See ya. Thank you for being here. Why are dentists so rich if only vegans have teeth issues? Good question. He did the same argument with me today. He said, why do the majority of meat eaters take steroids if they're the only ones that, or if meat can make them, that doesn't make sense. You can still want the additional edge. You could still have tooth issues as a omnivore or as a meat eater. But the point is that for myself, I didn't have anything wrong with my teeth. I didn't have a cavity for over 10 years. And then I go vegan, and in a year and a half, I have 4 cavities. What is the common denominator there? It was my diet. That's what changed. And by the way, those 10 years were hard party years. I was drinking alcohol. I was drinking soda. I was going to bed on people's couches. Bro, I had no issues. My teeth were fine. And then I go vegan and my teeth fall apart. Like, dude, the veganism is the problem, okay? I know myself.
And I agree. And even people looked into Western prices work with meat diets and that, and reversing people dental issues fully and cavities and stuff like that have been damaged by vegan diets and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
T Tribby.
Actually, if you want to be,
go for it.
And like you said, if you want to be the best, like pro bodybuilder, Mr. Olympia, you got to take steroids. If you want to be the best, you got to take steroids. That's it.
Trish says, Natasha, you're starting to get that vegan face. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check it out. I did notice that the stomach is changing a little bit. Have you slowed down on the cycling, Natasha? I'm wondering that. I genuinely wondering that. I saw the pics today. I'm a little concerned for you.
Well, she can get away with more. She's so young. She looks like she's just come out of school.
Clogged coronary artery. I also had 1 or 2 cavity a year from being vegan, and now I haven't had any teeth problems for years as a vegan. Okay, so you got them in the beginning and then you stopped. Interesting.
Nice.
So, all right, guys, I think we're going to start to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Welcoming Durian Ryder and Natasha for coming on through. We love you guys here. If you have any parting words, Dan, I urge you to say them now. If anybody has any last questions, we'll take maybe one more good question for Dan, and then I'm going to wrap it up afterwards, and we'll say bye to our guests today. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, to say thank you. Yeah, I agree with you. And I say thank you for allowing me on this platform of yours. Thank people for the questions, people that are watching it. Make sure you share it with as many people as you possibly can that you think need to hear this. Because like I said, so many people need to. And if you need to find me, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube at Conscious Calisthenics.
I got you linked in the description, by the way, if anybody wants to go check Dan's channel. Thanks. Make sure you hit the description. And Dan, I'm not seeing too much new stuff pop up, so we'll let you go. I appreciate you coming through.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good day.
All right. See you later. Bye.
All right, guys. Dan with Conscious Calisthenics. That was a fun interview, man. That was really fun. That was easy. The chat is out of control today. Durian Ryder's out of control. Natasha's out of control. Wow. Jeez. Natasha from That Vegan Couple was at End Stage Veganism. Yeah, Bobby did a nice little piece on them. I think that they should consider their options at this point. I think it's pretty clear when you look at them, to be honest with you. And that's being genuinely real. By the way, I started watching them when they first came to YouTube. Like, I remember when they were in their Australian house and they were cooking pasta on their old stove and everything like that. They were just so nice and so humble and so sweet. Natasha was a lot chunkier, I guess. Just a lot bigger. Like, she had a little bit of softness to her. And I forgot the guy's name. Luca. He was a lot bigger too. And they both just shrunk down. Not in a good way. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Seiko. Go check out Dan's channel if you guys... He's got a pretty decent sized channel. He's been around for a while. And we got some fans in here. Love it. Yep. That was a cool interview, man. I'm so glad that he hit me up yesterday. It was perfect timing. I've been wanting to do a stream. And he was the perfect guest to have on. Seek truth now. They weren't freaks when they were vegan? What am I missing here? What are you talking about? Dan was a cool guy. I agree, Gung Fu. Great stream. Marcus says, great stream. 2 delusional freaks. Oh, that's what she's saying about the freaks. They weren't freaks when they were vegans. Yeah, if we were still vegan, we'd be okay. Moon and Rock. Hey, happy birthday to my boy, Evan. I brought you up in this stream. I said the only time that I got the feel-good vibes out of my food was when I ate it off your farm. But I also got feel-good vibes when I ate the really, really high-end broccoli and spinach from this local farm in California too. But those are the only times. Like, it has to be the highest quality greens to get any type of good feel off of it. Honest AF, I don't know. That's pretty mean. Natasha and Luca look like corpses now? Is it that bad? That's rough. I got to take a look. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys know who Ivan Blasquez is? Should we watch the video right now? Because I do want to bring that up. Like, the guy his physique has really changed. I'm going to do like a mini Bobby's perspective here on him. Let me see if I can pull up that video. Pull him up real quick. Oh boy. Okay. All right, Barry. You're gonna be timed out there, bud. If Harley broke his mouth, would he be more cavernous? Okay. Wow, that's out of control too. Okay, we got a lot of interesting positive and negative hate going on. I can see. Natasha is having anxiety attacks? Really? Natasha, are you okay? Durian Rider, let's talk about this. What's wrong with your girl? She's having anxiety attacks, I hear. Is that true? It's not what I want to be hearing. All right, let's pull up Ivan's video. I'm gonna scroll back. First, we're gonna take a look at him. We're gonna go down memory lane here. We're gonna take a look at him from years ago. Trying to pull up a good old video here. Give me a second. Okay, Get Fit with Natasha says she's fine. How is it living with a legend such as Durian Rider, Natasha? I really want to know that. Yeah, we're still on. Really Organic, we're here. We're just, it's basically become the Durian Rider Natasha talk show. But I'm going to pull up my boy Ivan Blasquez in a second here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, the old days. Let me see. Oh, yeah, baby.
Between first and second, it's tight. 105 have it.
Hang on. Okay. There we go. Yeah, he's a legend. Durian Rider's a legend. She says very chilled, dream life, low to no stress. Okay. Okay. Old video here. 2013. This was from 2008. That's him right here.
It's tough. It's tough. Contestants, please go to the
That's him right here in the second.
was to ask them, you know,
Look at him back in the day.
figure out what's the differences and, you know, what broke the tie.
Look at that physique.
Feedback from the judges. So,
Ivan ain't natty.
second
Of course,
place
Durian
winner.
Rider says he ain't natty. Redheaded Princess Drew, I hope you don't go back to hiatus. You have a good personality for this. I don't care what you're talking about. You're going to be right here with me. Thank you. Okay, this is Ivan Blasquez. He's a vegan YouTuber. But just look at the physique. Look at the definition. Look at the size. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Okay? Look at that. All natty, right? He's a young guy. Young guy. Okay? Right? Look at that. Look at the chest. The shoulders. The biceps. First place. First place. Okay? All right. Let's witness the transformation. Let's witness the vegan transformation. So he just did another bodybuilding show. This is him now. He got third place. As far as I can tell, there was only 3 contestants. This is him now. Right here in the middle. Freely admits to a boob. You could tell when somebody has a boob job. There's no need to admit it or deny it. It's very obvious. It's not something that you can deny. This is the guy. This is the same guy. This is a guy, by the way, that trains full time. He's never taken time off. He has he's been a personal trainer / nutritionist for the last 5 years or so. And he just he posted this video today. This is brand new. And he did this bodybuilding competition. He's still vegan. Yeah, he's been vegan for like 5 years now. So look at his arms and everything. They're gone. He placed third. You know, what do you expect? Like there's nothing there. His shoulders are gone, his traps are gone. And he'll just say, "Oh, well, I'm a triathlete now." Or whatever. But at the end of the day, Marcus says, "I look malnourished." Okay, that's fine. But yeah, so that's... His Dirt Rider just says he's natty now. Anyway, so the point is that this guy's been training consistently for 10 years. Maybe he changed his routine up. Maybe he's more of a triathlete now. It doesn't really matter. But the point is that he did a bodybuilding show. So he wanted to show off something. And so everybody is now making excuses for him. He's no longer on steroids. Muscle mass doesn't equal health. He's natty. What other excuses you guys got? What other excuses you guys got? It's insane. Marcus says he looks better than your stinky, crusty minge Trish. What does that even mean? During Rider has used and trained steroid users. Okay. I guess that makes you the all-knowing authority. I do agree, Drew. That was a good correlation. He went backwards. See, I mean, do we need to go to the old video again? Here, let me dig up the old video. You guys can just see. I'm gonna put it side by side. Give me a second. What's the next excuse? He's got the camera tricks. Camera tricks. Remember, this was him 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Look at the swollenness, dude. The shoulders, the back. He's natty here. You can tell. Look at the chest. Oh, I'll flex for you, Marcus. Don't worry about that. I'll flex for you, dog. Look at it. Look at the quads. Look at his glutes, his quads, everything. Look how large these are. Look at that. The teardrop. Massive development. He looks great. And then now, look at the quads. And he's a triathlete now. Quads. He was on steroids. Barry, you're getting banned. That's it. You're gone. You're done. You're done. You're out. You're done. That's a wrap. The wrap for you, Barry. Old Ivan, 10 years ago. Less experience, less knowledge about bodybuilding and weightlifting. Ivan now. I rest my case. I rest my case. By the way, I've commented on his channel. I asked him in a very nice way. I said, is there anything that you've lost as a vegan? Is there anything that you consider, like, would you consider eating the meat again? Is there anything you lost? He's like, nope. It's all good. Everything's perfect. What about John Venus? I don't know. What about him? John Venus was massive before he went vegan, by the way. I think I got pictures of him on my desktop for this very occasion. Do I have it? I do. I do have it on my desktop. Yes. Here we go. Let's see here. There you go. There's John Venus before he went vegan. Before he went vegan. Z Flame, how come Drew has had massive promotion from big YouTubers and he has no views? I don't know. Hey, he's a triathlete, but he did a bodybuilding show. So, hey, for this very occasion, for this very occasion. Before he went vegan. What? Guys, there's no magic here. Stop ignoring me telling you to talk about endurance athletes. What are you talking about? What would you like me to talk about? What are you saying here? Z Flame, I had like it's all relative. Like it's hard to know what's going on when you don't have a YouTube channel, but I was getting something like 1 million minutes viewed for 28 days or something like that. I don't remember the stat. It was huge for a while there. I stopped making videos consistently. Unfortunately, I should have kept going, but hey, it's all good. Talk about Nate Diaz. What about Nate Diaz? The pescatarian UFC fighter who eats meat year-round when he's not in fight camp? I know all about Nate Diaz and UFC. Let's talk about it. You gonna talk to me about MMA? Let's talk about it. I've been a fan for 10 years. No, longer. I watched UFC 1 on a illegal black box back in the day. What about Nate Diaz, the vegan UFC fighter? He's not vegan. He never was. Get over it. Nate Diaz is a vegan. I love it. I love it. Marcus, you are incorrect, sir. He's not a vegan. He never was. You want to talk about somebody who gets paid to promote plant supplements and pretend he's a vegan? Nate Diaz. I'm not mad at him. These guys got to get paid. I love Nate Diaz. I'm a huge Nate Diaz fan. Trump 2020. Respect. Marcus is 6'2". What a big beast. What a sexy man. Yeah, Sunford Dan is ex-vegan. Get Durian Rider on stream? Does he want to come on? Nah, I'm about to end up. I'm about to end this up soon. He did say he wants to do a live stream again. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it again soon. I really want to my piece de resistance would be me moderating Bart K and Vegan Gains. That's my goal. It's my pie in the sky. Drew, you are on Bobby's C, bro. Okay. All right. Gotcha. What are your reasons for supporting Trump? I don't have any reasons to not support him. Marcus, you must look like a pencil. What did Marcus say? Marcus, you want to see the stats, bro? It's a bitch. Okay. We wore a t-shirt tonight. Just to show some respect. Get out of my face. Out of my face. You were typing? Okay, hold up. There you go. He's too busy eating carbs. Hey, eat the carbs up. Yo, I was eating... Hey, hold on. You guys want to know how guilty I am? Okay, you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Hold up. Here's my trash can. That's candy wrappers. Candy wrappers. Yo, I wore a shirt today. I wasn't even wear a tank top. Just trying not to flex. All right, for real though, it's been pretty hard to gain weight, I gotta say. It's been hard to gain weight. I'm getting leaner, I'm getting stronger, but the weight isn't going up. So I'm trying to manipulate it a little bit. I'm trying to gain some weight. Yeah, pink Starburst. Oh, so good. So good. I'm hunting natural candy like a lion, baby. The candy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Carnivore plus candy. Wow, Marcus, dude, you're nuts, bro. These are shadow gains? I don't know, man. These aren't shadow gains, dude. I've had a rough couple months in the gym, man. I've been tearing it up. I've been doing like every other day consistently. Just been in there. Heavy. I haven't missed one gym session. So 2 months going real strong. This is the best I felt, and I'm not going to say like the physique is amazing. I'm not like ready for a bodybuilding show or something, but I feel good. And I feel like another couple months of this exact routine would show some pretty exemplary results. This is just sort of the ground level. You know what I mean? Emily says candy is so good. Carbs are good in moderation. We need it for our liver. Don't sweat it as long as you get all the fat and proteins you need. I don't know if we need it for our liver, but it's good. Drew, you got your gains from when you were a vegan. Oh, you got me, dude. Damn. Made all my gains as a vegan. That's the best thing I've heard all night. Nate Diaz claims there was steroids in his Garden of Life vegan protein powder. I know. Yeah, see? Daddy approves of the sugar. Hey, see? Durian Rider knows. We're on the same team. We're eating the same stuff, DR. God, how can you not love Durian Rider, guys? The guy, he just gives back to the community. He shows up to this little channel over here. You know, he gives some banter to the guests. He just improves the quality of the interview, in my opinion. Flaunts Natasha around, you know, for the men. The ring girl. She's the ring girl. Like in boxing. She's holding the placard. Ooh, interviewing Robert Cassar. I forgot about that. Yeah. He's been eating meat for a while. He did want to come on the show. I have him pre-booked. All I got to do is hit him up. Fight vegan gains. That dude is massive. He's a tank. He is legitimately strong now. But again, he had to gain a bunch of fat to get there. I did get stronger when I got fatter as a vegan. I will say that. I got a little bit stronger. But I wasn't as strong as I am now. And I'm lighter than I was as a vegan. So. Okay, Tiago really wants his attention. He's whining. Answer my simple question. Stop ignoring me. Tag me at Drew if you want me to see what you're saying. Otherwise, I'm going to read whatever I can. It's getting wild up in here. Hannah loved being choked. She begged me. Look what she sent me after. Whoa. What did she send you? What did she send you, DR? Can you send it to me in my DM and then I could show it to the channel? Let me know if you sent anything. Really Organic says, I stopped following Kassar a couple years ago because he was out there. Yeah, if he was out there for you, then damn, that guy must really be out there. Ooh, see, all right. I'm maybe gonna piss some people off with this one. But this is an important topic here. Durian Rider and all the accusations that came out against him. First of all, I live in America, and in America, we're innocent until proven guilty. And the whole internet just tried to hang Harley, aka Durian Rider, over these allegations that allegedly happened in Thailand. What you guys need to realize is that a man with such esteem and status as Durian Rider in these festivals is, let's call him a rock star. Let's call him the coolest guy in the room, right? He's like the quarterback at these events. These little chicks flying from all over the world to ride their little $600 bicycle up the Doi Satep with Durian Rider. You don't think that these chicks want that old man? Yo, they're eating it up. Durin Rider says he had threesomes. They want this man, right? And then they're going to come out after some of them. I don't know all of them, and I'm not making a judgment. I'm not the judge and jury here. I'm just saying that there's a lot of jealousy that goes on. There's a lot of accusations that goes on in today's world, which is a problem, by the way. And people tend to embellish. They tend to exaggerate certain stories. And in the moment when they really wanted this guy, and then he maybe, ditched them for another chick at the fruit festival or whatever he did, they're going to come up with another version of the story. Sometimes, right? I don't know if that happened. I'm just saying. Like he said, there was no police involved. He didn't get arrested. Nothing happened. But yet, there's a lot of internet people hating on Durin Rider, just like there's a lot of hatred on poor Sunfruit Dan with what happened to him a couple of years ago. You guys can go look into that story. I'm not going to get into it. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of this embellishment going on in the world, and I'm not a big fan of it. Durin Rider is the Epstein of the vegan community. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, you're calling the police on Durin Rider now. Okay. Well, look, I know women that have been with Durin Rider, and I'm not going to say he's an angel. He's not. But they have a choice to be with him or not, right? They can grow up, and they can choose to be there, or they can choose not to be there. It's up to them. You're going to get a lot of hate for defending Durin Rider. I will defend the how should I say? I defend justice. I demand justice. WT says, I accuse no man. I am a man. I've seen this stuff firsthand. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I've never been accused in this way, but I've seen innocent people be accused before, for sure. So you got to realize what goes on at these festivals. Hundreds of people flying from all around the world. Durin Rider's the coolest dude there. Several of the chicks want him, right? And some of them are going to be jealous and have issues. And he just said the chick sent him naked pictures after the fact. So what is going on there? She, but he even admits, I treated them wrong though. I treated them like demo bikes. That was wrong. And now he's vindicating himself. He's changed. Durin Rider's changed. He's a good man now. Really Organic says, so Joe says, it's not about getting a woman you can, not how the R word works, Drew. I'm not saying that you should do those things. If the woman isn't interested, that's it. It's the end of the story there. You just move on. I'm saying he didn't need to do that in those cases. And again, I don't know. Gotta look at both sides here. That's what I'm saying. Look at both sides. Other people don't want to look at both sides. They just want to look at one side. That's wrong. Okay? That's wrong. Real Organic says, DR doesn't need to take advantage of women. There are a lot of women who are into him. I never really bought into the allegations. Come on. He can get any girl he wants. Okay. The guy can't get any girl he wants. Come on. At the Thailand Fruit Festival, he can get some of the girls. Yes. Okay, we got to give Tiago his 2 seconds of fame here. Tiago Mendoza, Drew Morgan. Simply answer yes or no. If there was a specific diet that got a lot of long-term results in terms of health and fitness, not aesthetic, would you change? Yes. I would have stayed vegan if my health was very high, but it didn't return me the aesthetic goals that I wanted. That had nothing to do with my switch. I was actually relatively happy with how my body looked as a vegan. And it's not that much different than I look now. It was a little softer, but I wasn't happy with my strength and my performance. But as far as like how I looked, it was like, it's in the ballpark. So it's not about aesthetics in that case. I defend truth and justice, Harley. Yes, I do. Innocent until proven guilty. That's all I'm saying. If you're guilty, then I'll hang your ass myself. Harley's lied under oath more than once. Harley says he loves younger women for sure. Look at my GFs. I don't deny that. Hey, Men like young, pretty women. That's kind of how it works, right? Drew, you have to put compulsive liar into the mix here. Yes, Harley is a known fibber of sorts, but it is what it is. Harley said he felt violated. And you know what, guys? I've been there. What he just said, he said he felt taken advantage of. He felt like it got violent on him. I've been in that scenario before. You guys need to understand this. Men can be in that scenario too. And it's personally happened to me multiple times. You guys don't think that this works both ways here. Drew had great bug eyes. Hopefully not right now. If it is, it's the energy drink. The bug eyes are cured. Joe Pearson says, yes, but R word, not saying he is, go for the women who say no, not all the ones who say yes and throw themselves at them. If it's consensual, they don't want those ones. I don't know about that. That's not a guarantee in every case. That is a real During Rider count, yeah. No progress here, just a circle jerk of meatheads justifying their destructive lifestyles. Okay, that's your opinion. That's fine. We'll see you in a few years when you decide to start eating animal foods again, and we will welcome you with open arms. We care about human health here. We're not so much concerned with the hatred that the vegans bring. It bounces off my skin like nothing. No problem. What you say has like zero validity, so it's all good. Knights, the white knights. Durian gets off on having power over young, impressionable women. He probably does get a little bit of an ego boost off of it. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Just like women like being around rich, cool dudes who have a lot of money and cool cars and drive them around town and they have Lamborghinis and they buy bottle service. I mean, yeah. They get their ego boosted too. They get their ego boosted from social media likes and posting sexy pictures and getting guys writing all up in the comments, right? Guys, you're not... Like, this is what I grew up around. I'm from Orange County, California. This is the epitome of social media, people wanting to look hot and sexy and get attention. This is like the ego zone. Tiago says, thank you, brother. So we both now have admitted to saying we are not sure there's a specific diet that is best right now. Neither carnivore nor vegan, so we will keep experimenting. Yeah, I'm still experimenting to this day. I don't think long-term that carnivore alone will be the perfect ticket for me. I think it'll be carnivore plus a little bit of strategic carbs long-term. My digestion is great on carnivore. My performance is good on carnivore. But if I want to gain some muscle mass on carnivore, I think I need to add in a little bit of carbs. It's pretty tough to gain weight on pure carnivore. But everything else is good. WT says, I am selective about girls. They have to do me. I don't chase. Hey, there you go. That's the way to do it. Women love status. Men love hot young women. Durian Rider, hey, that's just facts, right? That's the way it is. All the vegans here white knighting for the animals. News for vegans is that animals don't put out... Oh, God, okay. Oh, boy, okay. We're derailing here. We're really derailing here. Quality women really love posting sexual photos and getting bottle service with rich guys. Goals. Hey. I'm just saying, even women you would expect to be quality get caught up doing these activities from time to time. And even men who are quality men get caught up going after younger women, chasing whatever from time to time and getting their ego boosted in certain ways. You know? This is just human nature. Like, this stuff happens. We can't necessarily hang people on it because that's just kind of the way that it works. Like, a lot of guys complain about all the opportunities that women have, but if they had the same opportunities, they'd be doing a lot of the same stuff. They'd be bad too. Brooke Graves says, Drew, do you surf lately? I never surf, man. Sorry. I didn't even surf in Hawaii. I would swim a lot and body surf a lot, but I didn't actually have a board and mess with all that. I'm too old, man. I ain't trying to break my face on some coral reef. Lena says, social media modeling is one thing, but being violently physically assaulted is another. Let's not blur the lines here. But we don't know that that has happened. We don't know that that has happened. So, you know, if the allegations are real and serious, then proper measures of justice should be taken. That's all I'm saying. No, this is a During Rider versus the chat bashing. Am I really here defending During Rider? Am I the only one? Why do you ignore the ethics and effects on the environment, Drew? I don't care about any of that. If you're talking about eating animal foods, I'm not concerned with that. I care about human health. That's it. That's where my argument ends. I don't care if the earth ends in 1,000 years because we're eating cows. I know it won't, but I'm just saying, if we need to eat animal foods for optimal health, which I do believe we do, then I'm not concerned with what the environment. I'm not concerned with any of that. Any of that. I don't care. The argument is over. We don't even need it. Talking about ethics in the environment is so secondary that it's not even on my menu of consideration. Drew, what are you going to look into work-wise now? You working now? Yeah, I was studying Amazon Web Services, trying to get into IT, information technology. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I'm at a huge crossroads. I'm actively working on that. I'm applying for a lot of different places right now. Natalie says, I have a question on a more serious topic. How did you overcome your anxiety and social anxiety? I'm prone to anxiety and it seems to come and go, but when it comes, it really does. This is a very serious topic, and it's something that I cite this as the most difficult thing in my life I've ever had to overcome was social anxiety, particularly around women. So when I was 18, 19, 20, so 18 through 23, about 5 years span, I had a really, really bad situation with my anxiety. I even got prescription medication at one point to help calm it down, which it did not help at all, by the way. So what would happen to me was I would go to like a get together, or I would try and go out to dinner with a girl, or I would like, this happened after I broke up with my first girlfriend ever in high school. So I would have, like, I thought I was the coolest dude in the world in high school. And I had this cool girlfriend and everything was good. And then after we broke up, this like thing triggered in me. And every time after that, being around women that I liked, even just moderately, girls that I was moderately into, I could not eat around them at all. My stomach would shrink into a little ball and I would throw up. I would usually throw up. So if I would go to a party, let's say like a house party, 18, 19 years old, you go to these house parties, you get all drunk and stuff. I would pull up to these parties, and if I had dinner that night, there's a very good chance that I would throw up. I'd basically go in the party, everything would be fine, and then I'd make eye contact with that girl that I liked, and I would just be triggered. And on the surface, I look normal, I look fine. But I would have to excuse myself, I'd go throw up outside, and I'd come back inside the house like nothing happened. Now, the way I overcame it, you're not going to want to hear this. I subjected myself over and over and over and over to the triggers that were causing it. And it got so bad that it was even spilling over into other things. I started to have the same type of panic attacks inside of confined spaces, like limousines and airplanes. So I realized that I had to really get a hold of this. Otherwise, it was going to spread into other things, because it was starting to convince my mind that I was losing control and that this was going to become a part of everything that I did. And I was like, fuck this. So I read a book about it, and the book said that when the anxiety starts to come in, you welcome it in. You don't try and stop it. You don't try and stop the panic attack. You don't try and stop the anxiety. You basically just sit there and you breathe with it, and you envision and allow the anxiety to wash into you and over you like a wave. And you let it pass over you. And that helped me a lot, especially when I was on things like an airplane, because I'd sit down on the plane, I'd start to have this panic attack, this anxiety attack, and I would close my eyes and I would just sit there with it, and I would let it sort of absorb into me. And even though I would still have the anxiety, the panic attack, it would go away, and I wouldn't throw up at least. And then usually 15 minutes later, I felt perfectly fine. So I hope that helps you. Why Hannah never said it? Why only Hebo says it? Interesting, hey? She cheated on him with me. Ooh. Then FL told everyone, so Hannah... well, it's getting dirty up in here. Tiago says, totally agree, more health if we live a less city life and more time living in nature. Yeah, nature can help, man. Nature can help your health, but it's not... the foundation to our health is what we eat. And then I would say it's our activity, our physical activity, and then it's our mental activity. Maybe, I don't know, my mental's always been pretty strong. Marcus says, oh, here we go. So if I kill someone, Drew, and don't care about the consequences, is it okay to keep murdering? I don't know. You can answer that yourself. All I'm saying is that animals in nature eat other animals. And if it's in your biology to need animals to be at optimal health, then yes, you need to eat them. Tiago says, did you try and get professional help like a personal counselor? No, I didn't. I just went to a doctor. They gave me some like Valium and some other pills. I tried them out for a month. It was terrible, man. I would never wish that on anybody. I do not recommend that. My GFs love that about me. Boring guys don't make sex. Ooh, DR. Yep, DR's a bad boy. The chicks love it. Okay, I think after that we are going to start wrapping this up here. I thank all of you guys for showing up today. And we'll do another stream soon. If you guys have any ideas of people, DM me. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at DrewMorg, just like my channel name. And we'll do another stream soon. So, guys, this was really fun. But we are going to end it here. And I appreciate you all. Have a good night.
You got the sauce, bitch.